Welcome back, one and all, to Dreamworks Dungeons & Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmid, and with me this time of the week, as always, is the wonderful campaign that we have here, yet to be named, working on that, but of course we have some of our regular players, Ian playing Poe the Panda, Sam playing Hordak the Traitor, Shelby playing Trapped at the Lost, Gus playing Arthur, and Nathan playing Kai. I kind of blanked on some of the other titles off the top of my head. You don't have a title?
Yes. No title, Beast of Vengeance.
Beast of Vengeance.
Can our big bad be Prince Charming? I mean King Charming.
King Charming. Last we saw you all finding yourself in the small coastal city of Aerith, stretching, hundreds of feet above the sea, where an interesting shared vision you all had, where a creature calling themselves Gabriel informed you all that the world was now on a path of destruction. But that there was preventive measures, especially for yourselves, to save yourselves, any others, whatever you deem fit, really, simply that you must prepare for whatever time is to come, and that you may prepare in your own ways. After this vision, dark shadows attacked you all, able to destroy one and escape outside of Aerith before too much happened. We find ourselves then on the open road, maybe a little ways off, where a small encampment, setting up for a long rest for the night, as many of you had taken some damage and strength points lost during the battle. Through some history checks, all of you had found different things, I should say. One of the more important and pressing ones, Kai, long ago there was a temple where these monks of the stars had studied some astrological signs, especially, the moon growing red, other things that could happen. And apparently, as far as memory serves, this temple, though hidden far off in the Himalayas, is on the almost basic route to the Temple of Air, a temple made only a few centuries ago to commemorate the spirits and gods of the element of air and that plane of existence. Other things that, though, were discovered by everyone, Poe, you know that the dragon spirit was one of these big things talked about, right, of this being talking about the spirits of the world, how the dragon spirit is something revered by China and could very well be this larger spirit involved with the world. Hordak, you have heard of these ancient gods, specifically by the name the Horsemen, where Horde Prime actually spoke of these and how this is one of the few things that you could assume he was afraid of, something that even Horde Prime couldn't handle. But you had heard of the Horsemen and how each had their acolytes, and making that inference, the being Gabriel you met may indeed be one of the acolytes of these ancient Horsemen gods. And finally, Arthur, Entrapta, one of the important things you learned about was the Legion, the being that is more closely revered in the first one's tech as, shall we say, not a god, but an important figure to them. Now, important to note, the Legion probably isn't one of the four, but the Legion is higher up. You could assume it's like there must be a connection, but is the Legion directly under, or in talking about these acolytes, as Hordak would remember?
Do you remember if I had a strength score for that?
I have all the strength scores right here. Entrapta, your strength score is 13.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry. I always have copies, so even if things move around, long rest you fix them. Arthur, you've heard of this man on the moon before, as your teacher, Merlin, spoke about this man on the moon, now known as Gabriel, and how there is an archmage in Spain in one of these old monasteries that apparently had studied more into this being, but that's currently about halfway around the world. So just keeping that in that fresh memory. And of course, as you all went to bed, constitution checks were made. The saving throws, but nothing seemed to happen. And indeed, as we awaken on the 16th day of this first month of winter, we find ourselves on the way to the Temple of air. As you awaken, it is early morn. The sun has started to rise and peeking out through the mountains. What I would ask is, while you are all waking up, the consensus has been, let's travel together. Let's make a bit of a alliance, shall we call it, of we all had this dream. Let's all work towards these common goals. But I would ask, is there any role player things people would want to talk and discuss between themselves as you are now officially on this path heading outwards north into the mountains?
I'd probably try to wake up a little bit before everyone and get some steamed buns made to just hand out for breakfast.
Oh, I like that. Go ahead, give me a quick. We'll call this a cooking tools check. So kind of a flat d20, but using your proficiency of like, let's make a quick meal.
Yeah, it's just a +2 on top of the d20. So roll. 19.
19. You are able to make well enough for everyone to wake up and get food and nourishment. And all it tastes really good.
I finally know my dad's secret ingredient to these meals. That's very helpful.
So, I do want to be like training a little bit, just to bump up stats and all that. But I also, because it's been a while since Kai has actually had food, he'll have a stone face, but inside like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
The very end, like, it's like cut. This is good.
Like Alexander Louis Armstrong just.
I love it.
I don't remember what infusions I had.
For sure. Yes, and thinking about infusions.
Yeah, I swapped my repeating shot and gave Arthur an enhanced arcane focus.
Yes, you did. Arthur, you now have this enhanced arcane focus. We need, I'll use Hordak's sheet to roll this. Because, as a DM, sometimes you can't just, auto-roll. It wants you to be on the sheet.
So, if I do replicate magic item, I can't keep my bag of holdings?
Correct. If you
That's
get rid of
true.
that.
It would be the...
that's a constant one I'll always have. Does that mean that takes up one of my spell slots?
Mm-hmm.
Spell slots?
Or,
No.
infusion slots.
Infusion
Yeah.
slots, yes. You
Yes.
only have 2.
Yeah,
Why
which is
do
why
I
you
have
do.
an enhanced weapon?
I don't know.
Honestly, that's kind of why I like playing Ashen and stuff.
We're going to make just kind of a quick D100
I guess you
roll.
can enhance someone's weapon if you want. Here.
42.
Grabs.
Oh wow.
It
42.
is 42. 42.
Never seems to.
Oh yeah,
follow
the
the
magic
meaning of
42.
everything.
The clouds are thick today, heading up into the Himalayas, blotting out the sun, making the weather notably colder. But for all of you, whether having fur, hair, just normal cloaks you would have already just brought, the weather is yet to become detrimentally cold. There is the thought of eventually you might get far enough up into the mountains that it becomes freezing, but nothing to worry about now.
I want to pick up as many rocks and stones as I can on this way and just load them into my arm.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'll say that's a easy enough passive check. Like, I won't make any thing with that, just so that repeating shot or anything to prep for that is all ready. In getting all of that ready, I would say...
Okay.
Oh.
So,
That's how that's
Intraptor's
worded.
gonna, obviously she only got one slot. She's going to do, let's see, where are they? The description? Is that what they are?
No, they're in features and traits.
Oh, thank you. She's going to infuse.
You could give, you keep your enhanced weapon one. Scroll down. They're way down. No, they're not.
Where did they go?
Hogs.
Yes.
What's going on? I feel like I should mention, I just fully read this for the first time. I suffer no penalties from high altitudes
Okay.
with Mountainborn. And resist
That's
cold damage.
true. You suffer no penalties.
So if anybody needs an extra cloak, I can just take off the
Take
one on
off
my
yours
back
and help with
around.
that weather.
I'm
Excellent.
actually going to do Armor of Magical Strength on Mordak.
Armor magical strength, okay.
Okay.
The wearer can expend a charge to add its intelligence modifier to a strength check or strength saving throw.
Yes.
As a reaction, when it would be knocked prone, the wearer can expend a charge not to be knocked prone.
Let's make
I don't know.
a... Let's let's make a random check and see what happens on the road.
Me?
Well,
Or
that's what I'm
just
saying.
on the road.
Who wants to make the roll though? It's just a D20. Thank you. Trapped it. Go ahead.
Hey, it's an at 13.
Yo.
Not 13. I'll give you a bit of a choice, shall we call it? The road is literally about to diverge into two paths. From what you know from just little maps around the area, especially for Entrapta, Temple of Air follows both. In fact, both paths seem relatively similar. Neither one takes you through more dangerous territory. Neither one is marked to be harder or easier. It simply is one goes one way, one goes another. I will tell you for Entrapta in helping kind of make this choice on a nat 13, one way leads you a little bit more towards what we would call like rockier cliff areas and starting into the Himalayas, some of those grand slopes. The other way is a bit more flat land, you know, that very basic, there's not a lot of tree line coming up and in, so it's a little more open.
How's Emily doing on this terrain?
Emily actually seems fine. Emily really only suffers disadvantage when you guys do, just because how well made she is. So, like, unless it suddenly becomes horrifying weather and bad terrain, maybe to worry.
How's the first one tech responding to the this plane, I guess?
The first one's tech, as far as you've been able to passively notice, seems to be functioning at all capacities. System diagnostics on Emily always come back positive. Nothing seems crazy bad.
Okay.
Question. Could I technically use labyrinth recall to figure out which path would
Oh, that's clever shenanigans.
That's good. Holy cow.
That's good shenanigans.
Let's check that. I'm not sure if it would help.
Good shenanigans.
know which direction is north, and you have
Oh, wait,
advantage on
August?
any wisdom survival check you make to navigate or track.
Yeah.
Immunity to
6
being lost.
charges for his armor.
6 charges and immunity being lost. I will say this, between some of the immunity being lost and labyrinth recall, where mostly it talks about having the recall any route it has traveled, I will
Wait.
give you this
Has
kind.
he traveled this road?
Exactly. You have not traveled this route, but you have traveled these routes before. These are lands you've traveled before, mostly here in this continent, in what we would know as
Can
Asia.
I have, well, if I can give any sort of help action, I'll have, because I had Emily scan the map and, like, enhance
Gotcha.
the area that we're in. There's a little star.
I will allow, you'll have an advantage through, it's like your labyrinth recall through Emily. Kai, you can make the survival check on these paths. Because the paths have changed over the many centuries.
Yeah.
But it's that there is similarities enough between what you would naturally know, even though it has changed what Emily is helping download to kind of give you a better view of the path.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Wait,
2,000
no,
years,
we
a lot can change.
It'll give you such a crick in the
So
neck.
I can't roll anything lower than a 10, or is like,
No.
like that a feat that I expect?
That's reliable talent. Rogues did that. Your halfling luck
Oh,
allows
frick,
you
I didn't
to
roll
be
with
immune
that.
to
No, I
natural
thought it was
ones.
just an
If you roll a natural one, you just get a
advantage.
reroll
Oh,
for free.
okay.
And there's
Do you
no
mind if I roll
charges.
that
No
one more
charges.
time?
Oh,
Yeah.
You just
Oh,
reroll
yeah,
a
one more
natural
time
one
to take the
for
higher.
free.
I thought it because it has the A for my advantage.
Oh,
I
you have to
assumed
right
it
click
would
it
roll.
and
I
Yeah.
assumed it
Yeah,
was.
just
that.
roll it again.
Honestly,
Okay.
for Cuphead, that
With
was the
advantage,
best thing.
keeping the highest one.
Okay, okay, that's good.
That one, all the
21.
fails. No, wait. Cuphead was
21.
mouse full up with anyone
You can
else.
give
Kai.
yourself as a reaction.
I will give you this. There are 2 paths here.
Mm-hmm.
If you head more towards the mountainous region, you are looking at anything from griffins to ash drakes. That's just set. Dangerous creatures live closer to these rocky cliff areas. Prey, such as yourselves, any medium-sized creature. I mean, they're very indiscriminate hunters.
Yeah.
The open lands might be better in terms of, like, you wouldn't have any immediate monster, shall we say, on the road. But that is what you would know on that 21. But anything else coming would see you. That's just, if there's anything on the road or in the sky, there's nowhere to hide.
We'd see them as well.
There might be a way to, like, I don't want to say sneak your way through the rocks, but it's like if we go more towards the mountain, there are monsters, but we might be non-detectable. But if we go in the open route, what we see is what we'll meet.
I mean, we could always use Long Strider. You guys, how many of you guys got Long Strider?
Uno, dos.
1, 2, 3,
I mean,
4.
and you can.
Says-
How many can you cast on? Like, if one person casts a spell, how many can you do that on?
If one person casts it, I believe it's only one target. Yeah, it's one target at our level.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
but I could cast it 3 times.
Okay.
So I could go 1, 2, 3,
I can guess 3 times.
and then my damage dealing stuff is my cantrips.
Yeah.
So I could go 1, 2, 3, and you two could get yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh well, you obviously getting Emily because you're riding with Emily.
Yeah, because then Emily would get the long try.
Yeah. I mean that's
Or we can
that's
all
a good
take
go-to.
different paths and race towards the temple.
Why don't
I don't
5 feet of
Like that idea.
Okay.
No.
Not gonna
I only
lie.
can move 5 feet at a time.
Oh, that's because
I mean,
it says you're over.
last time I split
Yeah,
up from a
'cause-
group.
Yeah.
Let me fix
I haven't
that
seen
real quick.
I haven't seen the Fierce Five in a
Emily's
while,
carrying your
so like
backpack.
I don't think splitting up's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thanks. I was so
Fine,
confused. I'm like,
Panda.
I can only move 5 feet at a time.
And your
I've-
crossbow is
Yeah,
in your
unless
backpack.
you want to do something crazy, I'm not going to use
Yeah.
encumbrance
The
for this
only
campaign.
the only weapon I want out is the light hammer.
Okay, I'll move
So-
all of it to your backpack.
You guys could
Or-
long strider and just race your way through the paths.
Well, which path do we race?
I mean,
Can I have Emily run?
heads or
as
tails?
fast as
Kai's
That's kinda
fine
what
with the
she
mountain
just
range just because that he's okay
Are we
with that
splitting
because
up and going
survival
on
and all that sort of
different
stuff.
paths, or
But
Yeah.
That was
I
a
don't know
joke
if
of
you
like
guys
you guys
could
wanted.
you know.
I like grassland, but when needs be, I think I could climb.
So I'm hearing a lot more mountain. Because, like, again, even with the mountain, it's you could either sneak your way, run your way.
I can
It's
say-
almost that very
What are
metagame.
we trying to avoid?
It's more just encounters.
Well, I've also got
things
the
that
Step
could
of
be
the
on the
Wind.
It's
road.
open. We
Forgot
can
about
be
that.
just seen by everyone. And
It's almost a very metagame. I would say if you take the open path, you will have encounters. There's a possibility if you take the
Thanks.
mountain
I
path
have 25 feet.
of, you know.
The thing is,
Oh yeah, I've got Step of the Wind. I can help with this.
And also, that long strider could help going through the mountains.
Some mountains.
So
mounts.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
Here we go.
Mountains it is.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to roll
I also have feather fall.
So,
20.
You don't need to worry about me.
I
all
will,
this.
as soon as we get into the rocky area, I will long strider the 3 of us.
I'll cast Long Strider on Emily.
I'll cast long strider.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh
Should I
my.
use Step of the Wind now or save it for a?
I'm just
Save it.
curious. Yeah, save step. Yeah, because Step of the Wind, it's really nice, but it's definitely that, like, combat.
Quick burst.
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's
I'm
what
gonna
I
make
made.
my 3 advantage Arcana checks for each of these spells. If
Well,
that's
we're not in
necessary.
combat. It's your Arcana check during combat.
After...
Okay.
Was it? Casting a spell.
Yes, out of combat, any spells cast can be done for free because you can do it. It's only in combat. And I will say, not every spell will also trigger it. There is some variety of what spells can get taken.
So what's the bonus for the arcane focus?
It gives you +1 to your attack rolls made with spells, and it's an arcane focus.
As you all journey through the mountains, after some time, each of you would notice that there is a figure walking along the path towards you all.
What do they look like?
Oh, not this again.
It seems that it is a stouter dwarven gentleman, but is kind of wandering, shall we say, on the path. He's not walking with determined purpose, but simply gliding his way across the ground.
In preparation, just in case, I will charge my cannon.
After a moment, the figure will kind of notice you all, and you see the dwarven man, this very expressive face, kind of eyebrows open, and wiggles his hands, fingers, trying to like waving you guys as he's about 200 yards out.
I'll sort of.
Can I make an
push
insight
forward,
check?
forward.
See if this is friendly or not.
Yeah, make me an insight check. Does it seem
Yeah.
hostile? Does it seem friendly?
Okay.
I like it.
Not one.
Arcane crystal. Are these
Oh,
yours, Sam?
Those are my homebrew ones. So
Okay.
I'll take them.
Poe,
I
you
figured
think
that's
this
what
is
that
the
was.
friendliest creature in the entire world?
I think we should say hi to him.
I guess they had it.
I
Can I
have my
insight his
blades
insight?
out. No.
I can't
You can't incite an insight, but you
But
can
I'll sort
incite
of-
the dude.
Yeah, I'll inside him.
Then go for it.
I guess
Can
I'll
I
also
trust this guy?
I'll try an insight. It's
Yeah.
on the list, but you know.
Isn't pretty.
Could I roll a history investigation to see if there's any records of a dwarven creature in the paths of the air temple?
For sure, go for it.
Okay. Am I good to roll an insight?
Yes, you.
Okay.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 24.
Ah, that's
20.
a 10.
Kai,
110.
you can't read this creature. His face is too expressive.
In fact,
Entrapta,
your
on a
bandana
natural
fell
20,
down and you can't see
you
it.
think this is the happiest, most best dude you could ever meet who's super happy to be here.
Hi!
Look, guys, I'd gladly tell you anything
Hello!
you know about
Entrapta's
this,
gonna just wander up to him.
but with a
Hey,
natural
bro.
1, I skipped this class.
On a nat one.
There's the creature.
What brings you all here to the path to the Temple of Air?
We're just going to pay our respects.
Ah, well, wonderful.
We got attacked.
Ah, so did I. You see, he opens his robe and he is missing half the side of his
Oh.
chest.
Oh my heavens, are you okay?
Oh, not to worry. I can't spare the dying on myself. I'm just making my way to the nearest hospital.
Good luck.
I don't think
Thank
I
you.
make it.
Yeah, all you can see, like, it's that very necromantic chrono magic that has just stopped blood and organ, and it looks like he has a bite out of him. Well, you know what they say, when ill tidings come, so do the monsters, and so I'm a bit, well, as you can see, indisposed at the moment. He kind of covered himself back up. It's not polite to show an open
Do you
wound.
have anything that could do something or anything that could fix that so this guy doesn't die?
I used all my spell slots on Long Strider. What do you want me to do?
No, you know what I mean?
I'm just
Well, you see,
bad.
I'm in need of a highly powerful cleric, and
Yeah.
the last one I heard of was somewhere down in the Shire, so...
If I say cure wounds, if I
It
cast cure
wouldn't.
wounds on him, would that actually fix
Cure
it?
wounds might do some stuff.
It might
Not
make
a
it so you
lot.
can make it to the bigger cleric
Yeah.
rather than die halfway through.
What's your name, sir?
Oh, Yendir!
Yendir. It's lovely to meet you. I'm just this big pan of fish.
It's nice to meet you, you very fuzzy bear man.
Thanks.
Yes. And let's see, we've got ourselves a bowl. Wait, a panda and a bowl. Ah, you must be from China!
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I assume so. The only creatures you find here in the continent that are more anthropomorphized in nature come from China.
Yeah.
I've been some time there myself, but I was studying up at the Temple of Air and was on my way back when I assume you all saw the moon start bleeding.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that
Yes.
was wild.
Okay.
One second. As you see, he recasts a spare the dead. Like, again, he is just continually stopping himself from just
I mean,
instantly
at least
bleeding out.
at least that is a cantrip.
It's a cantrip where he just has to constantly cantrip himself until he finds medical attention. I see.
Can I insight to see if it would be worth saving him? Or if this
Go for
guy's
it.
just straight up doomed?
Go for it. Yeah.
Yendir die?
Go for it.
Worth.
Okay, I have a +4 to this, I just don't have... Oh
So,
no,
is
that's
that-
a 9!
You're not sure. Yendir seems to be some sort of mage to a certain extent. Of
Like, is he gonna make it?
it just depends.
Is he gonna get attacked?
I'll say on a 9, if he gets attacked right now, probably would be bad.
Okay.
And on a 9, it's also what happens if his cantrip suddenly fails.
And what happens
So he can't
if
get
I
into an
can't
attack.
cast Cure Wounds? Well, here's the thing.
You might have a. Mhm.
Because I only have 3 spell slots. I've already used 1. And I'm kind of like, what if we need it?
Exactly.
No.
Okay.
Well-
Can I try to make a
Okay.
medicine check to offer any sort of...
Please do so, yeah.
Can I
Okay.
also make that labyrinth check again, just to see? Okay, where's the nearest place? You know.
Yeah.
A 14.
14. And Labyrinth recall is pretty easy. On a 14, Hordak, I think you're starting to realize medically the problem. Spare the Dying is a really handy cantrip, if we're being perfectly honest. You know, though, it is something where it's basically, this is a living creature and he has what we would call 0 hit points.
Yeah.
If he goes to sleep, he will die because it is something that is keeping him stable, and the duration is more instantaneous, and it's more instantaneous until the point that it isn't. We would know mechanically, Spare the Dying doesn't have like an hour or 24 hours. It's more like we only think of it in combat of, okay, cool, our friend isn't going to die the second we get out of combat. It's a very necromantic, chromatic energy. On a 14, you're realizing this man, though he may be a mage, has no more spell slots. He's probably been awake for a day or two because if I try to sleep and get my spell slots back, I will die in my sleep. But if I keep going like this, if I can't find a high-level healer in time, I will not be able to push through my points of exhaustion stuff to get myself healed.
So on that 14, would getting him above 0 hit points help?
You think getting him above 0 hit points would help, because then he could successfully rest and he might have magic. Like, it's the equivalent of, if I've got my spell slots back, I've got more that I can do besides just a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a 21.
You know, it's most of what he's saying is true, especially as that coming from Aerith. It's you'd want to head to Aerith, maybe find a charter over to the Shire. Like, you've never personally been down there, but it's like, yeah, the closest high-level healing you've ever seen was in China itself directly, which would be weeks of travel.
And the highest healing was from...
I hope you find...
Can I cast Cure Wounds?
Excellent. You cast Cure Wounds, and it's outside of combat. Go ahead and heal him some hit points.
That's 6.
You Cure Wounds, and I will flavor it too. Emily comes in, and it's that synthesized bone and organ growth of...
Like how she made other robots regenerate.
He very much still has that divot in his side where flesh and organ probably still eventually needs, healing eventually. As he just... Thank you! Oh, I thought I would die out here. That's very kind of you. As you see,
It's the least we can do in trying times.
you wouldn't mind if... now that I'm no longer stopping myself from dying, I do need to sleep, but I don't believe I should sleep out in the open like this.
I've got an idea. Can I take off my cloak and in my large backpack whip up a hammock on the back side
Little-
of it? So on my backpack, there's a little hammock that he can rest in.
Yeah.
I was like, we are heading up to the Temple of Air, but...
Back to the back. It's okay. I mean, I can do better now. Oh, it's been quite a few days. Listen, if you take me to... It's fine. As long as... Just please don't let me die in my sleep.
That's my plan. Great. See, I'm going to load him into the hammock and just stay on.
He is asleep before he even hits the ground. In fact, you have to,
Okay.
scoop him up, Poe, put him
My
in his little
boy's
hammock.
been through enough.
Yendir looks like he's been through a lot. As you can tell, you guys may have had it easy with the shadows, that who knows what else has appeared or changed in the world.
I have a question. Has Entrapta ever seen a dwarf before?
Entrapta, I think after coming to the continent, or the world of Dremor, you have started to see dwarves.
What's my studies on them?
Probably not extensive, though. Something where you would have to make checks because passive probably wouldn't help
Can I
you.
steal some hair?
Yeah, for sure. That's an easy free check.
Don't
of
take
pick,
a lot
buck,
of his hair. I think you might like it.
Guy just scalps him.
Wakes up, dies immediately. Yendir slumbers away on Poe, and
Oh god.
you all can continue on the road.
I'll have Emily scan the DNA and categorize it, file it away.
I'm gonna make another quick check as you guys are on the road now with Yendir at your
wait.
back.
Sorry, that's the kind of healing you've seen in China.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That. Ooh.
I would like perception checks from the group if you'd be
That's
so
Leo.
kind.
Where's my perception? +2. This should be good.
Natural 13 for total.
Hey,
Ah,
you.
13.
Natural 1 to a 3.
Aw, that's only a 12.
That is a total of 16.
16 as well.
So it looks like we've got 2 16s and an 18
12.
and a 12. 12 does not meet the passive you would need.
Okay.
I'm going to make a quick random check, so to speak. Hordak, Poe, and Arthur, after a moment, dark shadows pass over the ground quickly from where you were walking. Looking up, you just catch, darting off over a rock ridge, a creature with wings. I will say on the 18, Arthur, you think there were 2 of them.
How big were they?
Large creatures.
Large isn't that big.
No, maybe
Large as large.
Probably more than double any of the size of you if we were to give it a size. So like
Even double
to be
would be huge.
Yay!
Keep that dwarf tied tightly to your back.
It's already my plan.
Don't let him get spooked off.
the hours pass passively now that you know what it's looking for. All of you notice every so often the creatures do seem to fly after you.
Like circle? Like birds?
It's a very slow circle, shall we say. It's after some time before you would be like out of sight, something flies fast over to another
What do
ridge
they look
and then a
like?
front and then to the side and over. So like every 10 to 15 minutes they move and it's a very
Do they
slow
look
circle.
Like demons or dragons?
Mostly it's that they're too far up in the sky. Even on an 18 it's something with wings that seems
It's
large.
not a spaceship.
But it's hard to tell when it's so far up or like again that kind of natural silhouette against even cloud is tough to tell what's up there.
On the net 13?
On that 13.
Wow.
Out of curiosity, what are the local winged species? Are we close enough to where there are dragons? Because I know that China and what's his bucket are having a fight about dragons
Yeah,
right now.
dragons.
You might be. I mean, the Himalayas might have dragons here.
I would make
We got
sense
a few.
because it's a good nesting spot.
Or they have dragons, have donkeys.
If they are, I don't know what to think of that.
I will say though, they are not attacking currently. They're just slowly
That's what
circling.
I'm curious if they are.
Animators.
After some time, about 8 hours into the day, we've reached then that, as I kind of do it, how many encounters a day, just depending on my roles, you feel that Yendir is waking up on your back.
I'm gonna carefully lay him down. Feeling better?
Do you have dragons in this area?
No
There's some creatures
dragons.
circling us.
What?
As he kind of like is gonna make a quick check of his own. I'll just do this on my screen.
Can I give
Yeah.
them advantage by pointing where they were?
For sure, yeah. Ooh, that was worse. Kind of, don't worry, just don't let anything get the jump on you. It's really the thing in these mountains.
By the way, what's the status of the temple? Are there dead people or?
Oh no, they're very much alive. I was on my way back when I got attacked. Right, I didn't tell you. I was attacked by an ash drake. Kind of chomp.
Okay.
What's an ashtray?
Can you tell us more about these?
They're
things?
like dragons, but made of fire and smoke, and they live in the
They have
mountain.
big wings.
No, semi-big
Weird
wings. They
question,
kind of
DM.
fold in.
Of the winged creatures we saw, was there any light emitting from them whatsoever?
There was no light emitting from them.
Great, they're not ash drakes.
But an
Uh,
He said they're made of fire and smoke.
Smoke and fire.
Fire emits light.
That's
Those
I will
light
say it's a
come
bit
from-
mitigating, but it's enough of like if something's an ash drake and it's like made of fire and smoke, it's like well
It would also
whatever
be
they were.
trees.
It would
Again,
still-
whatever creatures that are nearby that are maybe hunting you do not emanate light because, as I said, they are shadowed and silhouetted against the sky.
So it's probably a griffin.
Yeah.
Yendir is going to sit up, and he is
I've
very
worked on griffins
grateful.
before as this player.
Please, I must thank you for helping me out.
Hit him harder, Trevor.
Bam!
Try not to die, Trevor.
I'm going to roll a quick D100.
Oh no.
See how many griffins are about to descend on
Or
us.
they can-
He got 77. I hope that's not the roll.
77. That'd be a lot of griffins. I can't run that kind of.
That would lag
Oh,
the stream.
bummer. Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, there's like already
Just-
first
The server
initiative.
crashes.
Ready or
I would
Expedition.
just shoot a crossbow bolt in my head at that point.
Yeah, right. Like, all right.
Now instead, I
You guys are
grab
on your
a
own.
griffin
Oh,
and
here we go.
jump off the cliff.
Yeah, it won't do me much good. He is going to sling over a bit of scale mail that he was wearing.
Ooh.
I don't have much use for this, as I think I'm retiring quite soon. As you know, he kind of softly pats the still dent in his stomach. But here, he is going to offer up anyone who wants this. This is a +1 scale mail armor.
With
I
plus
can't-
one.
Okay.
On
I'm
account
not
of
gonna
him being
lie.
fat.
I think Kai with scale armor would look pretty
Ooh,
sick.
yeah, and
I
you
mean-
can wear it because it's medium.
Yeah.
I already have scale armor, but it is +1. So.
Am I? I doubt I can
I
fit
think
this.
we get
Okay.
Poets, like, even though you're medium, how we
But
flavor
I
poets,
think
I'm
Kai
very
should have
big.
This would be like a crop top on me.
Like it's kind of like the kind of armor.
But
you
even
had
then,
before
Oh,
you
in
got
a
finished.
scale though,
Yeah.
crop.
So that'd be cool. Oh, that'd be cool.
If you
Okay.
want-
Actually,
you can
yeah,
have it.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be
Okay.
cool.
So
As he
just
gives
add
us you-
items.
Yep, just add it to the items. It's a +1 scale mail.
So type scale mail and then find the blue one that says +1.
I rolled to see how many hit us.
I'm
Oh,
finding
delete
adamantine
77
scale mail and
D20.
mithril
Oh
scale
dear
mail.
lord.
Well, there's a natural
You
20
should
at
be
the
I feel
top.
like that's
scale
gonna-
mail, comma, +1.
Does an 812 hit?
Yeah, just roll the characters at that point.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay,
Can I make
wait,
4
okay, which one is
characters?
It's scale mail. Here, I'll add it for you. Don't worry, I realize it's not
because
shown.
it's just like there's a lot here.
Yendir is very grateful as you see offering this up. Just, I really don't need this anymore, but here, as he does so, you realize he has been able to long rest, take away one of his 4 points of exhaustion.
He's got 4? Okay, nah, he's staying with
He's
this.
been doing
Making sure
great.
he's
I mean,
fine.
mentally he's doing
How-
fine.
how
Physically, he was
many-
about to die.
How many points can you have?
6 kills you.
6 kills you.
So
Oh, wow.
4 isn't terrible, but
4 makes your movement speed 0.
Yeah, which is
Which-
you know,
How we found him
but
waddling.
One.
taking 2
Uh,
off. That,
Kai,
that is
your
not
armor
bad.
class is now 17.
Okay.
Nice.
Do I just refresh on my end? or-
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
As you do so, he looks around. Just, I trust you all will have a safe journey towards the temple, and he is actually going to.
gonna teleport.
It's disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah, he's gonna teleport. He's got that back now.
No!
He's got 7th-level spell slots, being an
Alright,
archmage.
why not?
Yo!
as
you met the
Yendir
Archmage
just-
Yendir?
Do you have any food?
What? No, I was almost food, my dear.
Here, hold on. Do I have any leftover buns from this morning?
Wait, where are you from?
Oh, well, you see, I come from down in Sidon, the great nation of the dwarves. I was studying at the Temple of Air of the Elements.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Interesting.
He is going to give you, though, a quick, kind of just like, for your journeys, he is going to cast an 8th level spell on Kai, give you Mind Blank for the day. Give you a
You're
quick.
immune to psychic damage and cannot be charmed.
Oh, cool.
You never know. Thank you. I'm off to get immediate medical aid, but it was a
Okay.
pleasure to. Who are you all again? I'm sorry, names were not
I'm Poe
Poe,
from China.
Hordak.
Hordak,
Entrapta, Emily.
Trepta, Emily, Arthur,
Kai.
Megan, Kai. It was a pleasure to meet you all.
Here, have this when you're able to swallow whole food.
Oh, yes. That will not be for many months, I assume. Half of my stomach is missing, and
Let's
I
hope it
was.
stays warm by then.
My lungs were taking in full just air from the outside. But if you're ever in Sidon, you may always have a place at my personal temple and reliquary. Just simply ask for me, Yendir, the Archmage of the Dwarves. Oh, yep, nope, it's hurting again. Hooray! As he teleports himself out of there. The second he does so, I need perception checks from everyone. I'll let you know the DC currently is 20.
Oh gosh. All right.
That's a 9.
9.
23.
Oh, nat 20.
19.
That's
That's
a
an
22.
Nat 20, 23.
Hordak
Jeez.
and Kite, you will not be surprised as 2 griffins
I knew
straight
it.
down
I
and
knew
attack
it.
you as...
Griffins.
Why are they griffins? They're griffins because they are.
I wanted to be
Well, when a
dragon
mommy
riders.
griffin and a daddy
Oh,
griffin,
no.
mommy
You would have to be much farther north to start seeing dragon riders, even lone dragon riders. Can I have everyone go ahead and roll me initiative?
18.
23, 18,
Rough. 7.
5.
5,
The guy said don't get surprised. Get the low
17.
rolls.
17.
Oh.
The
Don't worry,
griffins.
I'm not rolling bad because my character wants to go last. I'm rolling bad because I have a -2.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Really?
With the surprise
Super
condition,
interesting.
Arthur, Poe, and Entrapta, you would normally start the initiative order, but as these giant griffins
Oh, but you got a
streak
20.
down from the sky,
I got a
we
26
jump to their turn. And I will quickly...
Made a deal with
questions.
the devil.
I made a deal with August.
activate.
Might as well be the devil.
Let's go ahead. Can you all see this battle
Oh,
map?
I like that.
Question: you said it was a ridge. How
I've
It's
tall?
missed
been long
Arkin
since
Forge.
I've seen
Oh, it's
this.
been a while.
You're
There
not
we go.
wrong. Like, oh my
Holy
gosh, not
cow.
even like,
Yo.
dude,
Yeah,
it's literally
here you
been,
go.
It did.
Forever.
it's been a whole semester.
Yeah.
Like, my
It's
gosh.
been since demigods and deities.
It has been since demigods and deities.
Here we go. We
Wait, how
are
tall is the ridge?
quickly. I'm just trying to load up
Do we still have Lone Strider on us?
the unitary secondary
It's
display.
been 8 hours, so no.
Oh, it's gone.
Okay.
Just trying to pull up the battle map to make sure we all
It's been
have
8
it.
hours?
Um,
Because he got a whole long rest while we were
yeah,
walking.
that's right.
yeah, he got a full.
We got
rest.
extra distance from the long rest, so I bet that saved us time.
It very much did. I just need the. There we go, battle map. As the battle map appears, there we go. For me as well.
I have a question.
2 griffins are going to appear. Let's see. Here we go. Poe, you were kind of there. Kai came over to grab, so 1 griffin is coming over here. 1 griffin appears here.
Arthur, no!
Arthur, yes.
The griffin just...
The second griffin is attacking you, Arthur. As it swoops down, it is going to attack with its beak and claws. Does a 17 and a 16 hit?
Both do.
Both do, exactly. He is going to deal you, starting with 12 points of piercing damage, and a further 11
Are you up?
points of slashing damage.
Oh,
He's a
gosh.
fighter. He's got 1 level in fighter. Of course he's up.
4 HP.
4 hit me. Arthur, you get slashed. All of you watch as across the shoulder, deep gouge suddenly, as the
That
griffin
hurt.
completely and utterly slashes you and finishes its movement, ending there.
Gosh.
Where does it go?
Did it move out of my range?
It did move out of your range.
Can
This griffin has flyby, meaning that it can
Can't
take attacks of opportunity when attacking from the air,
But it.
and then cannot be
No
attack of opportunity against.
Weird question.
Dang.
The first griffin,
How tall is the ridge we're on?
the ridge you're on is actually pretty good. You're like, you would have to move about 54 more feet southward before you would get a big drop.
Dang it!
This is what they made the path here, because like you've got a good 120 foot either side.
Dang it!
Yeah, for better or for worse, there's no immediate ledge.
I wanted to just grapple him and jump.
The first griffin is going to attack Kai.
And thus,
Kai-
there's no more.
So, and I
Resistance
can't
to
opportunity
bludgeoning
attack.
and
Nope.
fall damage.
Fall damage.
Because this is a 19 and 21 to hit.
Holy crap, yep, that's it.
Kai, that's going to be 9 points of piercing, 16 points of
Scary.
slashing for 25 total.
Holy crap!
As boom, boom,
I'm at 5
it's
hit points already.
finishing its movement. It actually finishes movement right by you, Arthur, as even though they can fly by, they had to take a lot of their movement, diving down and in.
Gosh.
Finishing there for both griffins. Kai, that is your turn. Hordak, you're on deck.
Oh, it is on like Donkey Kong.
I love that you said that with a little bit of British in your voice. So
Yeah.
it's just, it is on like
Oh,
Donkey
yes,
Kong.
it is on like Donkey Kong.
It's on like
Yes.
Donkey
Oh, you take a sippity whippity.
Kong.
Oh gosh, which one do I want to hit? Good. How far away is that from me to that?
The higher of the 2 griffins that attacked Arthur is now about 20 feet away. The other one just went about 25 feet away from you.
Okay, and I just want to confirm. So using my sneak attack, do I have to rage to use that, or?
No.
You don't have to rage to use that. You just need an ally within 5 feet, which currently Arthur would be. So you could take your
Wait,
movement.
Arthur or Poe?
Arthur.
Within 5 feet of the target.
5 feet of the target.
Or you could
Oh.
reckless attack stepping.
Oh wait,
and
oh, the
grab
second
one
griffin
other
flew
one.
close to me.
The second one, it like flew over everyone's heads and is just about to pass over your head.
Yeah, whenever you have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy, you can use.
Oh, with the 5. Oh, okay.
So that's why
okay.
you could even, with your long range weapon, that kind of 15-foot range you have, you only need to be 5, 10, 15. So Kai, you could move right up here and be within 15 feet of either griffin, but the one near Arthur you would have sneak attack on for free. Or, well, advantage for free because of the sneak attack rule. No,
No.
you
the
get sneak attack
damage.
if you hit.
Oh, if I hit that griffin.
Yes.
Okay, then I will roll to hit with that.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, what?
So,
All the
Okay.
words.
roll to hit.
Okay, roll to hit.
Oh, and did you want to rage for a bonus action?
Yes, I would like to rage.
Ooh,
Okay.
Because that was an 8.
That was an 8. You could reckless,
Reckless.
which would give you advantage.
Okay.
But then everything has advantage on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so would I roll this next one with advantage?
You just get to roll again.
You just roll
Okay,
it.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure.
It's not like, ooh, I should reckless, and yeah, you just get to do it.
Okay, that's a 14. Does that hit?
A 14
Wait, is it a
does hit the
strength-based
AC of this griffin.
Okay, good.
weapon?
And then you get an extra +2 to your damage on top of sneak attack and stuff because you're raging.
Yeah.
Okay, so with...
So you'll do the blade damage,
Okay, yeah, blade damage, yep.
which already with 2d6 before is 9.
That's
You get to do
right.
another 2 points of, or another 2d6, and then add 2 to that.
I think it's only 1d6 at this level.
Oh,
Wait,
1d6.
with the
Yo.
sneak attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yo, that is.
Okay, 3, yeah.
And then +2.
Plus 2.
2.
Okay, 5.
So
Wow.
grand total of 14 just slashing down.
That's
This griffin looks her as you shot. Doesn't do enough, you think, to maybe really damage the wing, but this griffin is immediately her as tumbles a little bit out of the sky and is trying to regain, so to speak, its composure for the battle.
Okay, and do I need to hit anything for reckless attack on my end? or-
Nope, that's just for me to keep track of.
Okay, cool,
Uh,
cool.
Hordak, that makes your turn.
Alright, I'm going to bonus action activate my Guardian Defensive Field to gain 3 temporary hit points.
Excellent.
And then as that powers up, I am going to sort of just run past Arthur, and you see the left arm, which is not the cannon arm, charges up as I will punch it.
Oh my gosh, that's a mode.
Kind of jump up, punch a bird.
That is
I'm not afraid
a
to hit a bird.
19 to hit.
A 19 will hit the bird.
Nice.
It takes 9 I rolled a 1. How do I roll a 1? It takes 9 thunder damage, and it has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than me until the start of its next turn.
Excellent. So it would get flat Hordak disadvantage, or flat on Hordak
Right,
and
disadvantage on anyone else.
everyone
Yeah.
else.
As I will just
9 points. It's starting to look
Or
horribly
flat- and
hurt,
flat
this
on
first
Kai.
one. Or flat on Kai, thank you. That's
Flat
what
on
I
Kai.
think I was making.
flat on Kai, normal on me, disadvantage.
That
on
will make
Okay.
Arthur your turn.
Wait. You mean advantage on you?
No. It just has disadvantage on everyone but me.
It's basically like you
Okay.
have to attack me just to get a flat roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I still have
Arthur, what would you like to do?
I would like to stab her with my lance.
Excellent. Lance! Arthur, you grab your lance, get ready to stab just right up into the sky above Hordak.
It's an 11 hit.
11 does not hit.
Okay.
That gouge in your shoulder immediately stinging with pain as you move, and it kind of rubs the cut. And just
Every time I miss, I'm gonna say, "Oops."
oops. That is a very Arthur thing. Oops.
That's a bonus action. I'm gonna use second one real quick.
Second one to heal yourself
Yes.
back. Excellent. Poe, you're on deck.
Okay.
Arthur, you heal up. Poe the panda. That is your turn then.
I'd like to run up to the higher griffin and try to make a grappling attack against it.
Sweet.
Oh, but they got the surprise attack. So
It's the
they
surprise.
escaped
It kind of throws everything
Oh,
off where it's like
that's why I
surprise
didn't
round.
like
It's
either.
anyone who was surprised by
I
not
forgot
getting the
about that,
perception.
actually.
5, 10, 15, 20,
25,
25,
30.
that 30. Yep, perfect.
And try to
So,
make a
like,
grappling
next
attack
round,
against
would
it.
be,
So that would
shoot
be
me first then,
No, I'm first and then
reflavor it as my unarmed
yeah.
strike.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay,
So
okay.
that is
And Arthur, you heal up, get those 4
nat
points
13,
back.
total of
5,
18.
actually.
Or 5 plus your
Nat 13,
Nice.
total of 18.
18.
Wait.
Yep.
I have a weird choice idea.
I'll hear it.
It's a grapple, but a very specific kind.
You want to try to whooshy finger hold grapple?
Ha! I'm
Dude.
curious.
You just kind of have to choose. You either have to commit to let it be whooshy finger hold or not.
Whooshy figure hold.
You know what? Let's see if I can do the whooshy finger hold.
You choose instead of full grapple, whooshy finger hold grapple. This griffin.
Skadoosh!
I'm gonna make an Arcana check.
Oh, you make an Arcana check, or is it?
I make an Arcana check using a stat. 9
9.
plus.
Where are you guys seeing that? Oh, from the Discord.
No,
Oh.
D&D Beyond as well.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't work. Since that was a grapple attack, bonus action, flurry of blows.
Bonus action flip. Yes.
Well, when in doubt.
And just punch the griffin.
And with that, I can
Entrapped, you're on
I
deck.
can
Yes.
speak once, make 2 unarmed strikes. Oh, I thought it was just 1. That was
Yeah,
short.
2 unarmed for
So,
flurry blows.
First one is that is a 12 to hit.
12 hits exactly.
Oh.
Nice.
And the second one is a 15 to hit.
15 does also hit.
Cool.
So 2 hits.
The damage for the first one. 4. 8 points of damage.
4 plus. You deal 8 points of damage to this griffin, who was uninjured. Now looks a little hurt as you wish your finger hold. The griffin looks very confused, as like, "You're my lunch. What are you doing?" And you just start punching.
Do you go for his talon or do you go for his wing? Like, what counts as the finger?
I
for a
think
griffin?
that's where it failed. Because I'm
Oh,
like, what
the
is
wing!
the
I went for the
wing?
talon.
Yeah.
That's like your foot.
Yeah.
Maybe. Entrapped, that is you and Emily.
Okay. I'm going to use, well, obviously, because I don't have, like, I can't cast magic. Trapped it legally, she can't cast magic, but I'm flavoring it as,
Yep.
I cast Ray of Frost through, Emily. Does
Gotcha.
that count as Emily's turn, though? Because it's technically my turn.
It's counts as your turn. You can cast it through a Steel Defender.
That's what I thought.
So you could send Emily. Just.
Or, like, I'll use my movement, because I'm on Emily.
Oh yeah. So which one do you want to get? Because they're both in the air. So.
Let's go for the closer one so I don't have to move so much.
I actually think the closer one you don't have to move
Because
it.
it's 60 feet.
Oh, just be real time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you're good. That's already within a
Oh.
15-foot cone.
Okay, great. I cast Ray of Frost.
Go ahead. You're using Ray of Frost. That will require a quick Arcana check. Arcana/tech.
Don't even do it. Because I have to roll.
Do you have Emily? Technically counts as your arcane focus. So you get to roll this with advantage. Yes, this will be arcane check with advantage.
15.
15 exactly. Ray of Frost will work perfectly fine.
Now roll.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Big brain.
So now start rolling. The griffin's gonna make a quick dexterity save. Whew.
Ray of Frost is the cantrip.
Oh, yep. So
Attack
Ray of
roll.
Frost.
There's 23 for a total of
Hits.
7.
And yeah.
And then,
That hits. So now,
yep, your movement speed is reduced by 10.
that's so good. Go ahead. Roll a d8 of cold damage.
7.
7 points. This griffin now is looking horribly bloodied.
The bottom
Wonderful.
one?
The
So,
bottom one.
as my bonus action, I'm going to use Emily, and Emily's going to do,
Gun.
Glock. Emily just has a secret Glock in the
Hey.
compartment. Just
Not a Nat 13 season without someone having a gun for no inexplicable reason.
Do we have a
What?
gun?
Yeah, someone does.
I
Find out
mean,
who-
we've got Ashton, Tyler, now
Um,
Emily. It's a tradition.
I'll
It
have
kind of
Emily
makes sense
move
if
up
Miguel and Tulio have a gun.
Okay.
so
You know.
that she can be within 5
Oh my
feet.
gosh, yeah.
Okay.
Every single
And
party,
do
it's been the
deflect attack
Eldridge
if
Glock,
anything
the
tries to attack
Trevor
Hordak.
not
Gotcha.
Trevor,
So
Ashton
kind of
Glock,
letting Emily
the Tyler Glock, and now
run
the
forward.
Emily Glock.
Yep.
I have to still get Emily's token all finished.
It's okay.
But yes, Emily is right now next to Hordak.
Okay.
Basically just ding 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 right there.
Ding, 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 ding.
Entrapped, an excellent turn.
Bing, bing.
Yep.
That will make
Gosh,
the
I forgot
Griffins.
about that. Oh boy.
The Griffins are going to change tactics a little bit now that they're getting hit. This one is going to. You did choose Wishy Finger Hold instead of True Grapple, so
Exactly.
it breaks.
So,
So swing
right here.
around.
right here.
I know.
You can- What?
Let's see,
I'm
5,
its
10,
prey.
15,
I'm right in front of it. Why not?
25,
You're a
30,
big panda.
35, 40.
There's a
Yeah,
tiny
being a god
halfling.
tasty.
Mhm.
I'm
There's a tiny
tiny.
halfling there.
I
These
have more meat.
Have been stalking for hours. They're going for
I
the
am
dirty tactics.
Small.
Rude.
Why did you get off Emily?
This
Because
one
I can't move and I can't. Would
That
I have
is
gone
going
with
to
Emily?
attack
You said you were sitting,
Arthur.
jumping up and saying,
I didn't
basically,
say- okay.
they first went for like bigger, quicker targets, and now it's like, oh, now we're getting attacked let's go for the targets we think we can get. Arthur, you look really injured and trapped. You're that like, ooh, quick target.
I'm so tiny.
Yeah, you are
Like a
tiny.
little rabbit.
So,
Out of curiosity,
the
though.
second griffin is going to attack
It's
Entrapta.
I'm Pena.
Entrapta, that is an 11 to hit and a
That misses.
12 to hit.
Both
Dang it.
miss.
Both
Nice.
miss as you just kind of and just let your hair just make this like little netting that the griffin.
Friend attacking Arthur has disadvantage.
It does have disadvantage. This griffin is going to finish its turn as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, 50, 55,
Get back here.
60, 65, 75, 80.
Dang.
No!
And it's actually, I'm going to say, it's going to
crap.
come perch over here. Smart
In
with
the
that Ray
rock.
of Frost.
Kill the bird
Not
before it's
Ray in the rock. I need to move it up
Kill
to
it
the
with the
top.
Ray of Frost was the other one.
There we go.
So this one was able to kind of like try to attack and trap it and fly away.
So
This one is going to.
What would cause disadvantage for them to like be opportunity attacked?
You
Then
don't
walking.
know. It might be like nature attacks nature checks on your turn. The second griffin is going to try attack you, Arthur. It's going to be an 8. Oh, thank you. So 11 on the first attack, miss, and on the second attack, saves you from a nat 20, and is instead an 8.
Also
Holy
fails.
So fails. So this one's going to go
Thank
30.
you, Hordak.
Just by 10.
It's just like I basically have a tractor beam
30.
on it, kind of. Not fully,
60,
but keeping it
Like a mini.
typical.
70. So this one can only go 70 feet. So they swing out. It's going to finish their turns there. Kai, that is your turn.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And let me quickly.
Hey,
There
wait
are-
a minute. August, Emily can't be surprised.
No, but she acts on your turn.
Acts on your turn.
So does that mean you can't?
It's-
No, because if she surprised
Surprise
Emily,
is
just
also a
like, what are you
condition
waiting
where
for,
certain
boss?
things get advantage when you're surprised.
Okay.
Which is why they're
Which
good
is why it
dogs.
attacked Arthur and Kai so hard. I'm just putting quick little tokens on these guys to denote them as flying. But that will be Kai's turn. Kai, what would you like to do?
Okay. Just a question. So within the action, what is search?
Search.
Oh, like investigate.
Yeah, it's like an investigate check. Like you're making a search action to search around for a specific thing. So I'm putting these little guys, letting them rotate, so it's more notable that they're flying, if that makes sense. You know, that little circle. The one on the right, you know, the farther griffin does look more hurt. It's the one that's bloodied.
The one on the right. Yeah.
One on the right for you, yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try a reckless with him because I just need to get him. He just needs to get in my 15 feet range.
That's already your 15-foot range.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Oh, excuse me, one more because he is technically off the ground. So yeah,
Okay.
15 feet here.
Screw it. Let's try it with my shoulder blades. That's a 21.
21 will hit.
Okay. Oh yeah, and I can't sneak attack because an ally has to be in 5
Yep.
feet. Okay.
So just normal damage right
Okay.
now, plus 2 for the
Plus
rage.
2. Okay. 12.
12 points of damage. This griffin is looking horribly bloodied and not happy that its
The one that was
prey
already
is
hit?
attacking back. Yes, the one that's already hit.
They are
This guy is starting to really lose focus, so to speak. Excellent turn, Kai, getting up,
Okay.
slamming it down. Hordak, that's you with Arthur on deck.
Right. I will bonus action eject 3 stones from my cannon into my hand, cast Magic Stone, flick 1 to Arthur,
Okay.
run my full movement to get next to Poe and Kai, and give them each one as object of
Full
action.
movement gets you about right there. Wait, yeah, 5,
Yep.
10, 15, 20,
And
20.
then
Yeah,
give you
perfect.
both a Magic Stone, and then I will shoot my already charged, one of my 3 already charged
Yep.
ones at
Does
this
Emily
griffin.
have to still be with him in order for that?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yes, but you'll still have your turn
I
before
got a
the
30
griffin's
to
end.
hit.
30 hits.
What?
That's a 19
Wait.
plus 11. Yep.
Okay, I was gonna say what's
12 force damage. Oh, sorry, magical bludgeoning, not force.
12 magic bludgeoning. This griffin looks on death's doors. Poof, you slam. There's a hole in one of the wings that's and trying to keep itself in the air, barely alive.
If you throw those stones, they'll guide themselves. Just give them a direction.
Excellent turn
Sweet.
forward act. Arthur, that's you. Poe, you're on deck.
Magic missile.
Magic missile. Oh yeah, no chance of. Go ahead.
On
Yeah,
which
can
one?
Arthur
yeah.
shoot his magic missile just like this?
You just finger gunning it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do the Cuphead style.
Magic.
one?
Yeah. Which one would you like to go for? Because you have 120 foot range and you have 3 darts, so you
I
could
would
do
like
like
to go one on the one on the left and 2 on the one on the right.
one on one left. So start with one of the ones on the right because it is on death's door. I would allow like if you get the one on the right first, like
Okay.
then everything else could go for the one on the
And do you want me to roll the Arcana check first?
left. Magic. Oh yes, magic missile is when we need the Arcana.
And he has
check for.
advantage now
I have
because
advantage now.
You have advantage.
Wait, how do I roll with? Okay, this is how you roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a 15.
You're good.
with the advantage.
Magic missile is going to go off. So start with 1d4 for the one on the right.
That's
1d4
8, 5 total damage.
5 damage for the one on the
Wait,
right.
don't you roll magic missile damage once? It applies to all the missiles.
no.
I do it where you can do it
Each
for.
of
Oh,
them
where
is
it's separate?
There's
Right.
each
There-
missile is separate.
Yeah,
You
I might
can
not
roll
like
it
to
as
different-
like
this one's
roll it
rolled
once
each
for
as
all,
separate,
but
yeah.
it makes more
I'm
sense.
saying like once for all.
But 5 points of damage, Arthur. How do you want to do this?
Hey!
So he's just gonna like stand up from because I would assume if missing the lance attack, he kind of stumbled a little bit. I don't like being attacked, and then he's just gonna like point a finger gun towards the griffin and just.
Little finger gun, magic missile. The griffin tries to fly away. Straight through the chest.
And while he's
Spirals
just doing
down.
that, he's just gonna go to the other one like, oh.
And roll 2 more d4.
Just messing.
5. And the last one is a 3.
3. This other one's starting to look horribly hurt as well, as it screeches and just clawing at the rocks as 2 magic missiles, twin arrow just on either side.
Whose turn is it
Uh,
next?
That is post turn, and Trapped, you're on deck.
Okay. What's the range on these stones?
60 feet.
6 feet. I'm gonna move to get within 60 feet of the griffin.
So 2, 4, 6, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Hey, Poe, you're already within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
What?
Weird thought. I'm trying to work more on
Is he
post.
actually?
Yeah.
But I thought each square was 5 feet.
How
Yeah.
round are these pebbles?
These ones, it seems you saw me pick up these rough, like
Okay.
gravelly stones off
Watch
the,
this.
the,
I will put...
the
Oh.
This is a 60-foot... Ooh, wrong thing.
Oh.
Come on. Here we go. Yeah, from Poe, we're already at a 6.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Really? That's
So-
60 feet?
Yep.
These magic stones, when I picked them up earlier before we made it into the mountains, they were like rough, just bits of gravel.
Exactly.
But as they've been in the arm cannon, they've been perfectly rounded into a sphere of energy.
Then that means I want to flavor this as I throw it.
Little drop lower.
Boom!
Boom. Go for it.
Yeah.
Make a range attack roll. Would that be
Plus
10.
10.
That's the modifier. Got it. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna roll
20
a
So yeah,
D20.
D20 and we'll
D20
add
plus
10.
10.
Oh, it's the same stone I threw with the other session.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
And it's a d6 plus 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
Magic
let's
bludgeoning.
do that.
You
That
do
is 14.
14.
Magical
You give
bludgeon.
it a perfect direction, and you see it just almost powers itself.
This griffin is horrifyingly bloodied now.
Dude.
Excellent turn.
And can I use
Poe.
my movement to like stand in front of? Is it possible for me to get between the griffin and Trappist? So if the griffin tries to
5,
go for it,
10,
I
15.
can try to emerge.
Yeah, like it's not a true like what we would call dodge or interaction
Be
kind of
there-
action,
Yeah.
but it's
be,
like
be the wall so that way it can't easily.
Wall
Because
of
she is
panda.
a small creature.
Actually, yeah, you can easily hide behind me.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Except
providing.
I have disadvantage on that because
I would say
I have scale
2.
mail.
But because you're small and you have an almost large medium
I'd say it's,
Yeah.
it's a half cover with just because even
Yeah.
though Poe's a medium creature, we are playing Poe
larger
as a
build
large
from
build,
Blood.
so it's not like I'd allow half cover. For sure. Well done, Poe.
And that's my turn.
Entrapped. That is your turn then.
Very fast.
Ray of Frost. Here we go.
Which also has a 60-foot range.
Yep. So
Yeah,
you
so
just
we would have to
peek
move.
out,
And it's the cantrip.
peek out from
so she-
foe.
It's a cantrip, by
Yep.
the way. It's not a spell.
Cantrips. You don't have to roll for it.
Sweet.
Woo.
Rawr. No.
11 doesn't hit, just barely. This griffin now ready for it as it saw what happened to its brethren, just and it kind of like barrel dies off the rock as ice sculpture appears where it was.
That's bullcrap. Emily,
It's
go
bull-
smack it.
Emily, kill it.
Oh yeah, it's Emily's turn.
Emily's got 40 feet of movement.
Emily will be able to,
she
from where
was
Hordak
right
was,
there, Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Dang it! Oh, was she within range?
For what?
To smack it.
I'd say at disadvantage, because
She's
it's
got a 5-foot reach.
yeah, it's 5 foot reach, but it's still smacking up, and
it's
it's
within
finishing.
5 feet of her. But
Oh.
yes, Steel Defender.
Just
it
ice
Horse
comes out.
Empowered Rend.
Oh, that's
misses
cool.
shatters away.
Yep, weapon attack, which is your spell attack modifier,
Do I still have my fire
and it's
stuff?
1d8 plus your proficiency bonus and damage.
Yeah, I still have embers
can
that
I
can
make
appear.
the attack?
At disadvantage is what I'm
Yeah.
gonna call it,
So
because it's just within the 5 foot, but also above.
I
I'm
went
like,
the wrong way.
instead of saying no, I'm saying like I think it would be a
Disadvantage
disadvantage.
at +5.
Just tap it once or twice. Just
Okay.
1, 2. Roll.
But then it'll add them together if you roll. Okay.
I
Yeah,
rolled
we
a
can
10 plus 5, so that's 15.
15 will still hit.
That's a
Let's go!
D8 plus 2. Of course.
D8.
8. Yikes! Steel defenders, man.
Yeah.
They're the best. Especially when you modify them to
Plus
do
what?
whatever you want.
Zero plus what?
Plus 2, your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so that's a 7.
7 point. This griffin looking horribly bloodied and trapped as Emily comes up and attacks. It
Right.
is going to turn
He's gonna fly away like a coward.
and fly plus dash all of its
Coward.
movement 160. We are out of initiative.
Woo!
Coward.
As we come out of initiative, all of you feel that like as the screeching of these cries finally dies off against the rock walls.
Hey, do!
Oh, you sneeze! Whoa, dust got kicked up.
Sorry, that was the code.
Everything is once again calm and serene in the mountains.
We heal Arthur.
I'll just take a nap on post nap.
I'll carry.
You can also
Come
just
on.
bonus action second wind.
I would use
Are you-
Already used the second one.
I whip up the hammock and just.
I would
Alright.
say there's about that chance of maybe one more random encounter before we could successfully long rest for today.
Oh, let's push our luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
already
still-
at 5 hit points. This is great.
I'm still just gonna set up the hammock on my back. You need a rest?
Nah, I'm
So
okay.
you're at 5,
Okay,
you're
fine.
at...
9.
We have 1 cure wounds we could throw around.
5 and 9. Everyone
Do
else
you
is
not
fine.
have any?
I don't have any spell slots. I long stridered.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, how far did that long strider
20.
carry us?
I made it so we probably aren't getting another.
3.
Yeah.
I will say, Longstrider is what kept you from having maybe 4 to 5 random
Yeah.
encounters. With Longstrider, it's that it doesn't last
That
all
is
day, but
far
it's that
away.
like really cutting down. The day presses onward, and after a certain amount of time, all of you realize the sun is about to set.
Are we at the temple yet?
You are at what you would assume may be the halfway point, because it is a 2 days journey.
Oh, gross.
Alrighty, should we make camp here?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Sir, yes, sir.
I'll get a fire started. Get some
Alrighty.
broth.
I will have to ask. We're back into kind of true fantasy D&D. We will probably need to keep watch. Who wants to have the watch order?
I
Emily
will
can stay
take
awake all
first
night,
watch.
Emily can stay awake all night.
That's
Oh yeah.
and she cannot be surprised.
Yep, and so she can easily wake you all up.
Time to sleep.
Steel defenders,
Every-
man.
So here we go.
Long
Before
rest.
everyone gets a long rest, though, I do now need a DC Constitution saving throw of
Okay.
7.
So that's just regular.
Wait, like we get +7 or the DC is 7?
The DC is 7.
I got a nat 13 for a total.
I just barely made that as a
18.
7.
You said con save.
Con
11.
save.
18.
7, 18.
18.
I got an 11.
Here we go. So
Does Emily need to roll?
Emily does not need to make one.
They're
Emily's a
not
construct.
So.
Good
You are all fine.
Long rest.
Everyone can take a long rest.
Rest.
I get my key point back.
You get key points back on short rest.
Yes,
I know,
we
but
did
still.
rest.
But we didn't
So
try. It was that
rest.
like instead of short resting, maybe something happened. It's like let's push forward and just try our luck.
I just barely made that, man. Oh gosh.
That was close. I was intrigued. It is now the amber morning, but you are farther up in the
Stolen
mountain.
feathers from the griffin.
Oh, easily. Yeah, there was a.
Oh yeah,
death,
can I
I'll
take
say.
some of the meat to possibly make into wings?
Yeah, easy
want
loot
its
stuff.
Oh my
You want its
goodness.
what?
It's heart.
You want its heart. I have to make a pure luck check for that.
Wait, isn't that where he shot the magic missile through?
Through its chest.
Oh,
that's why
right.
On a 12, I'd say you have a heart. You have a griffin heart.
Yeah, just.
It's
I want the feathers.
you can grab easily that like yeah, it's about a pound of feathers. But what is heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of steel?
Those are
Feathers, see, because you got to carry what you did to those birds.
You got to carry with you what you did to this poor griffin.
I want
No,
the meat to make it into nice into some wings.
Here we go.
That's
Quick D100 though, as the weather, 67 is still good. You know the weather has greater chance the higher up you go of turning much more foul, pun intended.
It's raining griffins.
It's
A 67 though, cloudy, sunny day, as hiking through the mountains of the Himalayas up to the Temple of Air. The world seems almost serene and calm. Until it wasn't.
Until the storm giant comes out, we kill it, proceed to gain 7 levels, and take its sword like we did last time.
Yes, sir.
I just spoke
Actually, no,
griffin.
mountain tables say cloud.
GRIFFIN.
I said it because I've used those tables before. And
Storm giants are amphibious. So,
I am going
it's because they live in
to
giant fakes.
I just rolled got a
Save.
silver dragon counter, so I did one.
this.
Ooh, they just made me a friend.
I'm gonna save that encounter.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, what?
What?
Allowed to do that?
Huh?
I mean,
yeah.
whatever you
It's
want.
something where even though it's a random encounter, I think I will save it.
I'm gonna be right back. I just need to use the bathroom.
Go for it. You're totally good.
Roll initiative.
Say hi to John for me.
I'm going to roll the first third of the day. I will say, if you guys want to do the same long strider plan, again, I won't be rolling more than one other random encounter of the day, just because you guys are moving fast, you're moving smart. Between Emily is able to pull you up full schematics of the area, Kai using that labyrinth recall of do I remember these paths, and even just Hordak, Arthur, and Poe moving quickly, moving efficiently with Longstrider. The
So
trip
I've
is
lost another spell slot.
yes, I would say for today, taking at least one spell slot for Longstrider.
Yeah, I'll use all 3 of mine again.
All three just to give everyone. Man, these are terrible rolls for you guys.
No! We like combats. If we get enough combats by the end of the day, we'll level up.
Yeah. Have we leveled up yet?
Oh, give me a second.
Thing is, I like D&D, being like super fun, high fantasy if we do like one big combat a day sometimes, but I miss the low levels of you travel and you're fighting 6
and this
different
is
encounters along
definitely
the road.
we will probably get to the bigger encounters, but on the road to the Temple of Air is that like you're traveling through the Himalayas. There's a lot of little things out here, but
Also,
you
so
are
I'm always
about
happy
to
with.
encounter some things.
And
Things?
no, that's a post-session question.
There's an S.
Okay. What did I miss?
So Griffin came back with his brothers.
Griffin's
They should- I
back
just
with
realized
12 more.
I love-
Here we go.
wish
I
but
will
then I
need
was
to
like, that's
quickly
6
pull
something.
up.
Oh, Griffin has 12 brothers.
It's
That
identical twin brother.
And then we can carry it.
Oh, okay.
12 brothers.
The Brothers.
Brothers.
Here, or roll a d12 for how
Brothers
many storm
Griffin.
giants we're going to
Instead of
fight.
the brothers.
I've only had brothers growing up.
That's an 11.
It was just me and my dad. We're in a pretty good noodle shop.
I will say all of you can tell after some time you are within maybe 2 miles from the Temple of Air. The path has become very cut, but I will also say
So you
we
said 2
are
miles.
now about 2 miles away. I'm going to quickly pull
I
up.
definitely have my cannon charged.
Yeah.
I still have a rock.
I still have a rock.
Those don't lose their magic till you
Uh,
throw them.
Yeah, just don't drop it.
Yeah.
I'm quickly.
It's just
pulling
like,
up,
it's just like it just whoops, and then just buries itself on the ground.
kind of changing around scenery. We
Yeah.
are at a different section of the world right now. We're just gonna make.
Magic. 4, 3.
We're gonna copy these because there is now a definite ledge up.
How far is the drop?
The drops are looking at going upward. You're looking at now 300 feet up. Going down is about 600.
Wait, do we need to go down or up?
Climbing
Right now, you just need to go forward. It's just that like this is the final path to the Temple of Air, and we're now hitting some
Even with
heavy.
resistances, I
Yeah,
don't think you can survive
yeah.
60d6 of force
Yeah.
damage.
And it's a
So
max of
I will
20d6
actually need to
instead.
ask. It's very ominous. What is the marching order? at
I'd
this
probably
point?
take the more front
I'll take
path
the middle.
because I can take a few hits in
Mid.
case of emergency.
Here we go. Front, mid.
I think I would be next to Arthur. I think
I'll take rear back.
because I'm trying to.
Right.
I'm
I just
observing
wanna
how my
be
arcane
in that
focus is
15-foot
performing.
range of everyone.
So Kai, you
yeah.
could be that. Yeah. So it's that almost.
That way I can literally just like ha 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 ha.
Kind of like this, because even if you're writing Emily, it really does make this really nice. That way, Kai, you can even barely hit if anything comes up in the back,
Mhm.
up in the front, on this path. I also have to say the path is curving
Ooh.
more.
That'd be very terrifying if you just saw something like that in real life. It's like some Alice in Wonderland crap.
Yeah.
Something about whoa.
Whoa!
As you all have made it about 2 miles out, I do need some perception checks from you all.
Is passive perception an option?
I will say it is, but of course it might negate finding out something.
22.
16.
2216. 2216.
Oh, 23.
12.
23, 12.
Oh, 12 again.
The perception checks, these are all pretty good. 22, 16, 23, 9. Arthur and Entrap, that you will not notice
I should
this,
take
but
massive one, but-
Hordak, Poe, and Kai approaching ever farther towards the temple. Out in the distance, you hear a soft
Baby?
definitely not a griffin, but something.
Is it
Kind.
Drake's?
Can I make a nature check?
Yeah.
I make a,
So,
yeah.
so what is nature check
Does
exactly?
it sound like a baby?
It's an intelligence-based
Very
check
much
that I
so.
got a 22 on.
Well, I mean, like, what does that entail? Like,
Interest on my shoulder.
It's like a baby dragon, baby,
Does not need
baby
my side unless I
griffin,
tell it
baby,
to.
Yes.
baby
You want to
goose.
hold imp? Yes. you may
On
hold
a
it.
22,
What do you know what that is? 'Cause your
that
cat's a
is
goose.
definitely something
Oh yeah.
that sounds bad.
Like sounds dangerous.
Draconic in nature.
Could I infer Ash Drake probably?
You could very much infer Ash Drake.
Hold. Nearby there is a being of fire and smoke that wishes to devour our bodies.
Baby Astric want to kill us.
Does it want to kill us?
It's a baby.
Well, its mama would want to kill us.
Where is it at?
Okay.
We don't want to take that chance.
So we avoid baby.
I have an idea.
Do I hear the baby?
Arthur and
After they point
and
it out?
Trapped, yes, they can point out, and as you listen, you just hear that.
Is it saying
It
something?
sounds so cute.
It is not.
Okay.
As in this world, draconic beings is now different from what we would know as draconic language.
I have a question.
Yeah.
My starting equipment came with the belaying pin, clubs, as well as hemp and rope. Is it possible if we could climb,
Yeah, I have that too.
Ooh, so like stop, climb up, and try to just proceed.
avoid around it?
Gotcha. I will say this:
So would that be a survival or a?
I'm gonna call this survival.
Okay.
It is for everyone a DC 12 survival check.
Okay.
I will let you know if the majority fails, you won't be able to get up. But if only a few fail, it just might cause something different to happen.
I got a 4 on
I got
my
a 5.
guidance.
16.
Dirty 20. Could that help?
So
cover?
everyone,
I rolled
13.
a natural 1!
I get a total of 13.
Are you kidding me?
Adding
Wait,
my
I
guidance.
can reroll once!
yes, you can reroll once.
Never mind.
Halfling luck. And trapped at not today. And
Not today.
That's a 14!
that will give us the
14.
for sure majority. 14, 13, 16, 20.
3. I'm just kidding. I got
I'll carry you.
I got an 8. I got an 8.
Arthur, it's not like, Jim, really, Jim, physical ed, why? Like, ugh, just having to climb up.
I'll carry you, man.
Is Emily climbing? Is like.
Emily, I will say that's how you get. It's like you'd go to climb and go, why am I climbing with my own body shot? Emily can climb for me.
I literally just sit on Emily, crisscross applesauce, and fun, and she just like. Up the wall.
I love that image.
That is
It's
amazing.
going to slightly change our battlefield
Rocks.
as we are going to.
We got crushed by
Actually-
rocks.
Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
But protein shakes fat
Roll, you can't-
rocks.
All right, well, I got my backup ready, and August approved it.
Yeah, same here.
I'm playing Mort.
King Julian!
King Julian!
I just want to see the toss,
Mort, shut the
Move my feet! I cannot move it! There we go. We just need.
You cannot move it.
I cannot move it anymore. They took my legs.
They took my legs. I do not know how to move it. Wait, I may have lost. There we go. Bo. Yes. Like,
Oh, just disappeared.
Buried in the
No,
rocks.
I'm down with the
just,
spirit,
if
bro.
you had a hard time with that, we could just. Oh, we went
here we go. We're gonna quickly lock down these rocks, and the path is no longer here because you are above the path.
Yeah,
We are up.
We are on the rock wall. I will actually say. Let's do this actually, and just kind of quickly making ourselves a path. I need. Oh my gosh. We're making a little bigger rock path if we're being perfectly
So
honest.
how's
'Cause
everyone's childhood?
we are on the wall, so to speak, climbing up and over.
Is this normally how you start a conversation? Kid?
I don't know, man. I'm doing the best I can with what I've got.
Listen. Listen, dude.
Tell me, how was it performed?
What?
What?
Oh boy, that didn't sound right.
That's ominous.
I was just asking,
I'm
like,
not gonna lie. I
did
thought
y'all
the
have
same
a good
thing.
Wait, how PG's this campaign?
PG-13.
I was just
Dreamworks.
asking, like, how did y'all have good parents?
So,
Oh, I was having my own conversation about the arcane focus I crafted for him.
Oh, this has been great. Thank you for that.
climbing up.
Also, those are some pretty cool blades you got there, my guy.
Oh.
And what was
Nice.
that? Jade? Pretty
made it
cool.
myself, yeah.
Yo, that's sick. How'd you make them?
With my own rage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I touch them?
No.
Freaking Tyler to Nathan's characters every campaign.
like,
Can I
Yeah, seriously though.
I touch first the
What's with
guitar,
you touching me?
then the
I like
armor.
shiny stuff.
You
That's
will
shiny stuff.
successfully
Big flush
avoid
man.
the ashtray. Climbing over the wall on the path, there is a worm-esque creature glowing and smoking, just kind of sitting there chewing on something on the ground.
What is it?
Part of a door.
It was what the other
August,
Spartan
quick
dwarf.
calculation check with my infinite IQ brain. If I were to apply enough force to the rock wall ahead of us and cause a rock fall, could I kill it?
You gonna shoot the baby?
You could.
Well, we killing the baby.
If you do
No,
enough,
that
if
was
you
the
do enough
mom.
to the wall, I do have some stats for the wall, but
Oh,
I
wait, are you
need.
gonna
If you have
latest plan.
stats for the wall, that means we're
Oh,
planning
I'll-
on taking that stuff.
Now that Hordak knows it's possible, he'll hold on to that and maybe he'll do it.
This is a
maybe
plan.
not.
If
Yeah,
you do it, I'm in.
But
We'll see.
something else heard the ash drake. You all watch as. Five other draconic shapes emerge out of the sky.
Do they see us?
we will see. As all 5 are moving up and in, we have.
Where's the ash drake compared to us?
Here we go. 1, 2.
Oh, bro.
Oh, no.
You got to be kidding me.
The ash drake wasn't the encounter, so this is interesting. 5 of them are about to swirl down on the ground. Within moments, the ash drake is gone.
As they land, I would like to shoot the wall, but
Yeah.
instead of shoot, I'm actually gonna punch it. I think.
Can I join?
We are
that?
going to roll. We're starting with the deadly natters.
Can I,
They need to make a perception check.
do we all punch the wall at once?
I would like,
I
in
would-
this moment, before you can still take actions, but I will need a group stealth check because there is a
important part that I tell
I
you
have
I'm
a
wearing heavy armor,
disadvantage.
so I have disadvantage.
I
and
also
stuff.
have
I do
disadvantage.
too.
Okay, great. We
Everyone but Poe's got disadvantage.
Well, I got a 2.
9,
Dang
2, what would have been a 22.
Can I just quickly take my
11.
Oh, I forgot to
11,
roll
eight.
disadvantage. I'm just gonna
I
roll
rolled
it.
a
It's
natural
medium
20.
armor, unfortunately, which takes a full minute to take off.
And Arthur, yikes.
It's the 4.
4.
Yeah, the
11.
8.
Punch the wall,
Oh,
punch the wall,
come
punch the wall,
on.
punch the
It
wall,
had to
punch
be
the wall.
that
A natural 1. I'm going to on Kai's nat 1. As you're all climbing, Kai, you just look down. These 5 creatures, they're big. Each of them are like a full medium-sized dragon. And leaning over, you feel just one of your hoofs slide low. As the head
Like Kai's just
swivels,
gonna be like-
turns full 90 degrees up where I look straight at you.
You gotta be effing kidding me.
Here we go. We did have held actions, but I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Cool. We're punching the
Alright.
We'll
wall.
do initiative. We'll do some of the quick. There was 2 for sure held actions. I heard.
Or-
Natural
kidding
20.
17.
17.
10.
23.
23.
So that's a 22 for me.
Holding to
Excellent.
punch the wall with everyone because I think that's our best bet right now.
Here we go. The Natters are going to make their dexterity, or excuse me, initiative. That's a total 16. All right.
I still go before them. Yes. But Entrapta goes before me because she has +4 more than I.
So do you,
There
do you
are-
have the initiative tracker?
This is actually an initiative tracker using D&D Beyond.
Oh,
It's
where do
difficult
you look
to
at
share.
I will be making a quick one just so that you guys can see on what we call our initiative tracker. So I'm adding just combatant with us, stat block, deadly natter. Yeah, I'm adding this one for you guys so you can kind of see what's going on. So
Would that show up on our Discord? Or?
it will show. It's the one I sent. I have to resend it. So give me just a second.
Yep. All good. All good. All good.
So 23 Arthur, nat 20 for Kai. Hordak 17, Entrapped is 17. I believe that makes Entrapped go
Very much.
first though.
Very much so.
Oh,
Oh wow.
You have a +2. I have a -2. You have +4 more than me.
And finally Poe with a 10. So Poe bringing up the initiative.
I think it's 4.
Here we go.
It's like this far.
Sending the initiative tracker sent off to the campaign dice tray right now. There we go. Hopefully everyone can see that. Sent the link.
Yep. Got it.
The Natters will go, but we have 2 held actions.
Just heads up, we are fully healed at this point.
You are fully healed.
Yes.
So I
Oh,
will
gosh.
attack the wall with my Thunder Gauntlet.
hey, I'm
Yeah.
first.
Well, there was
Held
2 held
actions.
actions because Hordak was like, I might bring down the wall, and so
Yeah,
I'm going to
so
allow
I'm-
that.
Yeah,
to
and I
track.
was holding to help with that.
Exactly, giving the advantage.
And I wanted to help with that too. So.
Yeah, I think
Getting
we all kind of
advantage?
heard that.
Giving
or-
an advantage.
Oh, okay.
Wait, were we like advantage or were we joining in punching the wall?
My damage is going to be doubled against it, so.
Advantage is what I'm getting.
So yeah, 26 to hit.
26 will hit.
That is 12 thunder damage to this inanimate wall.
Which will double, as is
24.
thunder against a rock wall. 24 is not the minimum amount of damage needed for the wall.
But I have another turn.
You do have another turn. It does retroactively stack until what we call the top of the order. The wall begins. You all watch Hordak hits the wall. Every single rock shakes, and it feels like it might give way, but it's just not there yet. Kai, you will bring up the turn with a nat 20 initiative. These creatures are still on the ground, as first said, even though they are flying creatures, and so you could assume they might start flying up to you in a second.
Yeah.
Kai, what would you like to do?
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Like I do want to also hit the wall as well, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering how this will work with either like my hammering horns or goring rush.
So, let's take a quick old look.
Because I made myself very proficient in Minotaurs recently. Hammering horns would allow him to hit it with his horns or his blades, then try to shove the wall, whatever that would mean to you. Goring Rush would just let him dash to do a hammering horns, which, sadly, because you're not a stat block, it doesn't do any extra damage. But
And right now, you guys kind of are that, like, sidestepping. It's not like what we would call a true climb. You're not, like, at a 90-degree angle. Think of it like this is a 65-degree rock right now that you're on. And so, if you're
Forward
not
or
careful...
backward?
Leaning forward. So is that why, like, right
So
now...
it's
all
like
down
it's a
to-
steep hike.
yeah.
And maybe 65 is still even generous. Wait, so if we got 90, we got a 45... Yeah, we're at a 65. It's that, like, you can stay on it. There might be dex checks depending on what happens. So, Kai, I would allow you to try to shove the wall. It's more you're still going for the damage, though, of your horns.
Yeah, so my horns are... depending if it's my goring rush, I get a d6 plus 4.
D6 plus 4, yeah?
Other than that, it's just 5 damage for an unarmed strike. Well, my horns... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, either way, my horns are a d6 plus 4. Okay,
Which is
okay.
way better.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'll just roll that. Yeah.
Go for it.
How desperate
Can I
are we to
reckless
throw this
attack
wall
that?
down?
This could end the
Whoa.
encounter.
You can reckless
Wait.
damage.
Can you
I
rage?
would like to,
Encounter,
yes,
yes.
I would like to rage.
Well,
Yes,
they're
yes,
not.
yes, yes.
Well, I don't believe they're going to be D&D dragon stats. Those are dragon stats.
Yes, fun fact, I have made over 20 unique stat blocks for the How to Train Your Dragon Dragons.
The deadly natters are annoying.
So keep in mind,
Yeah.
even though we don't have what we would call traditional wormlings and adult dragons, each of them are wildly powered, can be up or down. These all look like full dragons.
Okay, so, alright, I just want to make
So
sure because
we're desperate
I'm
enough to, we
raging.
don't care
I'm
about
going
the
to
consequences.
reckless attack.
So you can actually hold the reckless, because if you're raging, this is
As
more
long as it
already an
didn't
advantage, because
kill.
you're more making a strength check. So you already have advantage. No need to
So-
reckless.
Wait, you made
Alright,
stat blocks
so-
for just how to train your dragon
Okay,
dragons?
so roll
or
my
does that
horn.
include
What
to have the
Oh gosh.
Actually, we're going to make this simpler, because I think really what we need is you're making a athletics check against the wall with advantage. I'll let you know the DC is 20 to do what you want to do. Because the wall will fail a strength check against you, right, if you succeed. That's why it's more just a flat attack action of hit the walls.
So athletics.
Athletics with advantage, because you're raging.
Okay, I got a +6. So that would be a +2, technically, too.
Or raging's with damage.
That is a
25.
Would that also add a +2?
No, because that's only for damage. That's why
Okay,
I'm saying
okay,
we're starting
cool,
with
cool,
this.
cool, cool, cool. With my rage.
Wall
Yeah.
is now going to make what we call a luck check. I will let you know on a
Lucky rock.
8 or higher, the wall is about to start a rock slide against all these dragons, which are still currently on the ground.
Which is what we want.
What you want? Here we go. Pure luck check. That is a 16.
So did it
8 or higher
That-
does it.
8 or higher does it.
Oh, okay,
Immediately,
good.
rocks of all different shapes and sizes start crumbling. Over and over and over these creatures. Ooh, what just happened there? Each of these natters is about to take a lot of damage.
Yes.
I have to.
Okay.
These are D10s of bludgeoning. Yes.
Out of curiosity, I was going to try to use catapult to get a loose rock out to start a bigger rock slide.
Mhm.
Is that going to give advantage and cause more damage if I do that?
Um,
Or roll damage.
Currently, no. On another turn, yes. It's that like once you've started a rock slide on one turn, it can't become better than it already is. It would need
Okay.
more turns.
Okay.
So here we go. But this is already going to be because we're adding in. You guys were about 60 feet above them. Again, you climbed up, so we're already looking at 66. Now we're looking at about 10d10 worth of bludgeoning damage. We're gonna roll all this. Whew, that's a lot of dice. Glad we're doing this electronically.
Yeah.
Counting it all up, loading up. One of the dice is cocked even on screen. 63 points of bludgeoning damage to each of them. 63. Each of them look bloodied within seconds.
And that just started. Wait, are any of them like pinned under the rocks?
They are all about to make dexterity saving throws to not be pinned. The damage is immediate. There's no way to avoid it on the ledge. It's actually what would happen if you guys were down ledge. If something hit the rock, suddenly you guys are just taking auto damage. This is now dex checks. We're going to make one for each of them to see if they get pinned. That's one pin. One success on 21. One success on 22. Yikes. One success on 17. And finally, one success on 16. DC 15. Only one natter is pinned under the rocks. The other 4 are still free. Kai, that was your turn again. Full action, bonus action, rage, getting this in. If you want to move, it's half movement along the rock wall because of that kind of difficult terrain of shimmying along.
I think I just want to stay right there.
Stay right there? Okay.
I want to be in the whole group. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arthur, that's your turn.
We still have our magic rocks.
What would happen if I cast Thunder Wave?
On the rocks again. It's just more probably out of damage. I will say Thunderwave because you want to hit the damage threshold. Damage threshold is now reset because Hordak got it really low. The action 16 on the D20. The shove is what did it. Actually, no, I'll be really fair. That's not following the mechanics I set up. Shove action is just you succeed on the shove, which tilted the rock wall. If you can hit a damage threshold that Hordak has started, that will be a new set of rock damage falling down.
And potentially pinning more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just debating because it's definitely difficult terrain. If I try to move, do I have to roll anything for my movement?
If you were to difficulty, no, it's just half movement right now.
Is that movement right now? Okay, that actually works for me. I'm gonna move my movement away from everybody,
Gotcha.
so I can cast Thunder Wave without having them need to do any saving throws.
For sure.
Because I'll be 15 feet away from the closest ally to me. which
You can
would be
also
Hordak.
or point it in any direction because it originates from you, so it doesn't have to go out.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go out, but I think it would still hit anyone if I just didn't move.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, if you didn't move, you're at
Oh yeah, because the only way
But
you could
even
hit
going
Nadas is by shooting it the other way,
5,
which wouldn't help.
10,
Yeah.
I see.
15. Just kind of like shimmy, 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 shimmy. Leaning a hand down,
Yep.
boom.
And I'll cast
Thunderwave's an automatic, so just roll damage because it's the rock wall autofails being a construct.
No Arcana needed?
For Thunderwave, where you are, no Arcana is needed currently.
Okay.
It's important.
That is a total of
The closer we get to God, the easier it is.
11
Yeah, the
points
last
of
thing to
damage.
expect.
Doubled the 20.
Double to
22.
That's a total of 34.
34 does not meet the damage threshold by 1.
What?
I can finish
By
it
one.
on my turn.
Yeah.
By
By
one.
one.
By one.
I can
So,
finish it on my
Hordak
turn.
slams.
Daggers.
Kai, you slam in just a bunch of rocks yourself. Arthur, boom! Everything's so
Wait,
ready to fall.
Wait. By one.
By 1.
Can I punch the wall?
Offhand attack.
That would be an.
Just grab a dagger and just.
That's super cool. Technically, you have to take the attack action.
You did
to
take
do
a
weapon
spell.
fighting.
That's what my mind was looking at.
Also,
Yeah.
it still says it's Kai's turn on the initiative tracker. That might be a
Oh,
problem.
sorry. Yeah. It's there. We
That's
go.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll just end my turn there.
Okay.
Oh no, it's a drop.
That will
You
make
could just.
Entrap this turn.
Because
And so Entrapta, for Shelby, I will retcon my previous statement to you. Doing another catapult rock will add in this turn. Because I decided to say...
that beat the damage
I can
threshold?
finish the damage
Oh,
threshold.
easily.
With
That
if
can-
you,
so-
if you want to point that extra 3d8 straight at them,
it's
I
your
can
choice.
finish the damage threshold.
Is, yeah, Hordak could
I
probably...
basically want to just catapult as many rocks as I can out from underneath.
For sure.
Cause that rock slide.
Whatever we want to happen. And if you finish off this one, I could start the next one if we end up needing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's you could restart another. There's just a constant threshold of like, and I will say it does kind of increase depending on what you're doing. If you want to cast catapult, all out.
Do I need to make an Arcana check?
For catapult, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Advantage or disadvantage?
Currently you have advantage. So yep, unless Emily ever is broken, you should always have advantage on your Arcana check for this.
That's a natural 20.
Fully succeeds. You are good.
Dude.
Now she never has to
Oh, it's an
make a check for
Arcana check.
catapult again.
Okay, because I was going to say
Wait,
that was
so
an
go
actual
ahead.
spell.
That would be
Oh,
cool
gosh.
if it worked like that, where if you just mastered a spell.
Woo! 14.
14 doubles. Or no, 14 just because catapult is not thunder damage. It's force.
It's
Bludgeoning.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
ignore that roll. That was an accident.
14 will
It's
still start the next rock slides. Here we go.
Oh, and they're all bloodied.
5d6 because again, or excuse me,
66.
66.
Yeah.
10d10. Because next round, it's eventually there's going to be less and less rocks to slide. So here we go. This custom roll is coming out. Just trying to 53 points of damage. Entrapta,
Yes.
how do you want to do this?
Oh.
Yeah!
What's this gonna look like?
Basically, like, I want it to look like an accident. Because Entrapta has a tendency, she's not necessarily clumsy, but she just has a lot of erratic movements that cause a lot of things.
Erratic.
Erratic, not
Erratic.
Ah!
PG-13.
English!
PG-13 show. No, you're good. That
Erratic. She's ecstatic about
I've
everything.
never heard anyone describe Entrapta. Entrapta's got a lot of erotic movements. That is hilarious.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, she
Exactly.
just, wah!
That very
So-
like
I want it to
spazzy,
be where,
quirky,
like,
I'm in and out.
she was, like, distracted because she's never seen a dragon this close before in her life. Let alone, there are 5 of them. And so she, like, looking down accidentally, like, hits this button on the side of Emily, and Emily just goes off. She's like, oops! And, like, the entire
Oops.
thing comes
Good
and just,
lord.
they
This
just
might
like,
be the new
Emily
hot
just
trash.
goes into battle mode.
In this game, this is the highest ratio of rocks per birds killed.
In this case, scaled birds.
we got
Yeah.
rocks crumbling as each of you slamming into the side of the cliff as the natters look up. Vroom, vroom. They start getting ready to fly up. You see bristled spikes appearing on the back of their heads, and right before they attack, boom, 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 rocks hitting each of them in the head, wings, neck. All of them go down.
oopsies.
We are coming out of initiative as you have successfully killed every single deadly natter.
Can I get
Bro,
dragon
Could we
scales?
make armor
Actually, yeah.
out of the dragon hide?
Because it was.
So
Yeah, can
here's I
I'll
have
make some
fun fact,
gauntlets.
especially for this campaign because there's 4 different characters that are revolving around how to train your dragon. I have mechanics for this. We are going to come out of initiative
Dude.
and let's go ahead and loot the corpses.
I want to make some dragon gaunts for the.
Here we go.
for the dragon.
These are all blue scaled dragons. There are still, fun fact, elemental
There are
aspects to this.
2, 3, 4, 5. We have enough to everyone to have.
Potentially.
Potentially. So I will explain. Because, as you can tell, coming down, the dragons are all dead. Scales are
Beamed.
broken, though, and
Yeah.
bludgeoned. So, I need to make
I just
a
want a little
check.
bit, not a lot of it.
You used bludgeoning damage primarily. They didn't take anything else. So that's only going to affect bones, flesh, and light abrasion to a skin. So they've got a -3. I'll make this 5 times. It's not great though. So, because you need a success, that is 14 to 11 is a failure. 3 is a for sure failure. 7 is a 4. 2 is a 1. 16 to 3. There's 1 success. So, rolling some d10s here. We'll start with 2d10. Here we go. 2d10. Let's just everyone, because these are the ones bad. Yikes! That was a 10 and a 1.
Oh no.
So on disadvantage, you will get 1 set of scales from each of the 4 dragons that were bludgeoned. Right? It's that like stripping the scales fine, because you also can only make good dragon scale armor out of fresh scale. Right? If they're broken or cracked, it's immediately worthless. The dragon that succeeded, though, there's 9 sets of scales.
So
Meaning everyone can take 1 set. Go ahead and mark down you have 1 set of blue dragon scales. Just put it in your notes. 1 set of blue dragon scales, and there are 8 other sets. I will let you all know, kind of bring in the mechanics. You need to have 10 sets of a certain type of dragon scale, all of the same type, to make that set of scaled armor. You also
Full set?
a full set.
So wait, we have 9 total, or we each have 1?
we
You each have 1, and there's 8 left over. So,
So there's
there's
12
13 total.
13 total.
Yeah, I didn't
So if
count
anyone
myself.
wanted to like group it and be like, "Oh, here, take mine," someone could take a total of 10 and have enough to start making their own set of
Entraptor
full armor.
can have mine.
Traptor-
Is
Well,
one
no,
piece
armor
of
is
Emily
blue
and make her fireproof.
Well, I will say this:
Lightning-proof.
this would make Emily lightning-proof if you get them to the right. It's if you know there is an actual inventory item called dragon scale armor.
Yep.
And so having blue dragon scale armor is kind of nice thing right now. Is if you have
Curiosity,
Dang it,
would it
how
be
do I add
better
this?
than the armor
You can add a
I'm
custom
wearing?
item. So you
dragon
have
scale
the
armor
website,
is always a 14. It's like
which
scale
you
mail.
can get to.
So
So-
it'd be the same armor class, but
Yeah.
I'd be immune to lightning.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
armor, and you would have resistance to lightning, and you would have resistance to the advantage on saving throws and breath weapons from blue dragons, and resistance to lightning damage. And I will say, you have it all. You're gonna need to find someone who knows how to make it.
And it's just
Question.
14 AC?
14 AC because it's scale mail.
Question:
Congratulations.
They
one
they just killed 5 deadly natters with a bunch of rock slides and have looted a total of 13 sets of scale mail. So one person could make a
They
full
got
set.
loot.
Loot?
None of my parties got loot.
Well, you guys fought fire imps. They explode into fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is-
August.
Well, this is a different account.
One thing specifically.
Yes.
I want all of their hearts.
That is actually something I'll let you know because of bludgeoning damage. Any internal organ of flesh is ruined because of the bludgeoning damage.
Sorry.
Question
Depending on the
is-
type of damage a dragon takes. Fun fact: this all began with Megan suffocating a dragon many, many campaigns ago.
Suffy!
I have made full mechanics of because bludgeoning damage
Got it.
ruins internal organs and meat, shall we call it? And especially bone.
dang it.
That's
Hey,
why.
okay.
So much gold because like we made like armor and weapons and stuff, and then sold most of the intact dragon carcass in our next port. Like he gave us so much
Okay.
from that kill.
Question: I'm not.
So
look-
important to know.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm not looking to make full armor. Is one set of dragon skills enough to make some bracers that would improve armor class, as well as some of the elemental
That's a
benefits?
bit of a check. That again, you're gonna need to find
Someone who knows what
a
they're doing.
dragonsmith is what they're called in this world. Someone who is proficient or has training to make this kind of armor.
So would I be able to incorporate anything into Emily's armor class?
Bit of wild checks that's gonna happen during a long rest is what would happen then.
Cool.
Question.
Yeah.
You mentioned spikes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Could we
Ooh.
potentially use
Weapons.
those spikes to weapons or to plug into the armor?
So the spikes are a part of the scales you would have gotten, and again because you got whatever spikes are unbroken.
Yeah.
Again, I will tell you this: you guys successfully evaded what should have been. It probably would have killed 2 of you. I mean, 5 deadly natters is wildly deadly for your party, but that's how these
It's
random
insane.
encounters work. By rock walling down, you get a lot of experience from this. I will say you're not leveling up, but you're now like terrifyingly close. And you got
Kill something else.
well, and now you have all these skills.
Go
That
with
if
it.
you can find a dragonsmith, you can get a
Yeah.
for sure set of armor for at least one of you. And like Poe saying, you could maybe make certain bracers or little things, but those are very luck checky. Like there's
Yeah.
no mechanic.
Well, let's keep
So-
going. We're so close to the temple.
Before we get going, I do want to keep going though, because Hordak is very waste not. Is there anything else that we could scrounge and scavenge from these corpses?
I'll be completely honest. That is everything.
Okay, perfect.
It's killing
I just have to
dragons
ask.
because
Yeah.
now that we've gotten into this, like, yeah, let's like be hunters of dragons. I will always be honest with dragons and make sure if
Thank
there's
you.
anything around.
Can I? There's no teeth I can pick.
Include again, scale mail is now using every part of the dragon that's intact: teeth, spikes,
Was there
scales.
anything left of the ash drake?
The ashtray. It has been ripped apart into their stomachs.
Okay, I assume
Was
so.
there anything left in their stomachs? I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
no, no.
What it was eating.
Mush.
Yeah, what it was eating is gone.
All right.
Because
Okay, let's get going.
dragon
there-
metabolism works very fast.
Yeah,
actually.
let's go.
So what can we? I want to do an investigation check to see what it was eating. If there's anything like on the ground, like
Oh,
maybe
what the ash drake was eating.
maybe
Yeah.
a boot or
I will be completely honest for just fun of it. There is a bit of what looks to be part of the scale armor you got from your friendly dwarf archmage.
Oh,
This
It
is
was
the same
The
drake
one that was
that
eating his chunk.
ate him. It was just chewing on chunk. They don't. Ash drakes don't eat fast. Is kind of their detriment. They
Can
So
we
it's
take
kind of
the
like
chunk?
a crocodile, just like
exactly.
can
So
you take the chunk and add it to back to his armor?
I will say, yeah. It's like, oh, here's the missing side piece.
Will that take away the disadvantage on stealth?
No, in fact, it adds to it. The more scales.
Oh gosh, dang
great.
it.
Yarden,
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yarden's scale armor is now complete set. You know, like
This
passing
is
it
a
up.
legendary artifact. Yarden scale armor.
You can call it that if you want.
Cool.
Still
rare.
Still scale armor.
Yendir. Not Yarden.
Continuing
His name
onwards,
was Yendir.
you move your
Okay,
way
that's
to
what I
the
take
Temple
notes on.
of Air. About 2 miles out.
I thought we were 2 miles out.
Yeah, we were.
You finish moving through the rest of the rock and rubble. The rock slides you made did affect multiple areas of the path, so it's a little more slow going. After some time, though, you see positioned outside of the Temple of Air a couple of figures. Now, I should say, when you approach, the Temple of Air has been carved into the stone itself. Very much like maybe what we would know in Avatar: Last Airbender. They have those beautiful temples but are like kind of downward facing. This is built into the side of just cliff face. Large stone columns have been carved up where the interiors, you watch the wind blows through some of the entryways and makes slight whistling sounds moving through, where you realize it all is harmonic with each other, making these different choo 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 choo. And after, you would assume, like, depending on the weather, it would make different melodies up here.
Cool.
The Temple of Air stands almost 500 feet tall, carved in. But the entry door that you would be able to walk through seems to be only about that classic 8 foot tall. Standing outside are 2 individuals, one of which you see looks more to be an acolyte, has a very pointed robe that is billowing around. Soft cotton unfurls in the breeze in this cream-colored cloak, where a figure who has long, drawn hair, ponytail, very much like Ian's, what we can see in person, comes down with this very dark black hair. The second one seems to be an automaton-looking creature. Very mechanical, what you would immediately clock and trap, but very steam-powered. It looked like very, wind-powered. As soft gears are turning, slowly moving the shoulders in a rotation so that it's never truly standing still. In front of the mage are 2 gigantic badgers. that are sitting there.
Are these the Badger twins?
They are not the Badger twins. These are
say,
not.
Kung Fu Masters?
They
They
are
might be
not.
dead at this point.
Yeah, they
Wait,
would
have
be
you
dead.
collected them yet? Or?
No, they're in the spirit world, dead.
That's bad.
yeah.
Yes,
No.
these are just Badgers.
Yeah.
Legendary Badger.
As
Did
you
you just
approach,
assume their identity?
did you assume?
Gosh,
did
You
think these
gave
were
me
two
no
Badgers?
other details
I
to
know.
go off of.
But they're not Badger moles. They're just Badgers.
You gave me no other details.
The Badgers, as you approach, when you're about that 40 feet out, kind of start hissing into their breath as the mage holds up a hand. Halt! What business have you at our temple?
To pay respects and to learn more about what the crap's going on with the rest of the world.
You see the automaton kind of clock ticking turns, looks at the person. You realize they maybe communicate telepathically for a second. Eyes lock. The acolyte turns back. There were reports of danger and drakes in the area, and then much rumblings in the mountains. Was this you?
To protect ourselves from the drakes.
Possibly.
Yes.
Yeah, there were drakes.
They're taken
I would
care
like
of.
Dragons. Yeah.
a group persuasion check. You only need a DC 10 to pass. It's just more like we're not dangerous.
Okay, that's an 18.
2. 5. Hordak just exudes danger.
I'm just a
That's
big
a
old.
nat 13.
I'm a socially awkward
Hey,
panda,
alright.
so I'm like, yeah, we just.
I'm surprised I got.
I will say, from what I can tell, that is a success because we had a majority pass. In Trapta, you get a little bit of a choice here. The figure looking at you looks terrified. Though you could easily assume, let alone whatever, automaton and this acolyte, who probably, these badgers are not here by accident, it looks magically summoned, so both of them might be these casters. This human looks actually very scared. And you don't think it's because of you guys, it's that the world has suddenly become terrifying. And so you could just naturally be like, we're travelers, we're good. But he just still might be scared no matter what you do. And so the choice I give you is how you want to roleplay this out.
Why did I have to get the highest one?
You got the 13.
And Traps is going to. Traps is just gonna be a Traps. She's gonna walk up to the automaton and just ask him a bunch of, millions of questions, how do you work? What do you run on? Just Traps is gonna be a Traps. She's gonna even ignore everybody else. And she's just gonna show off Emily.
This creature doesn't respond to a single one of your questions, you realize, as the acolyte looks. My friend is not built for communication by usual methods. I apologize.
That's perfectly fine. We all
If
talk
you
about
are
this.
truly travelers welcome to the temple, it is my duty to admit you. Please
also
come
say
in.
that we met what's his bucket and saved his life.
Yendir.
Yendir.
You met Yendir.
Yeah, he got attacked by an ash drake on the road. He was clinging to life, practically dead.
Yeah, wearing his armor.
We were able to help him.
You could have killed him for it.
We could
No.
have.
Yeah,
We
I
didn't.
could.
But what purpose would that be, and could we really defeat such a powerful archmage of the dwarves aside of him?
You do know Yendir. As pulling out a bit of that natural,
Kai's
yeah,
just
no,
gonna
we
look-
talked to him. Very smart, I will say, Hordak. You see the acolyte now officially lowers his hand. You realize whatever concentration he had, the badgers
Oh.
and disappear into the mist.
Kai's just gonna look at Hordak. You kiss ass.
Uh,
he's gonna think it, but he's not gonna say it. Yeah. It's
So
like,
you just the eyebrow raised at you.
You see, turning to you all, I'm Theodred, mage of the Air Temple. It's a pleasure to meet you all. As he kind of does so, again, the the giant badgers he had summoned have already disappeared. Do have to make a quick Yes, Theodred, you watch, he does some other quick incantation, spell drops, as the automaton, as clocking and ticking starts walking back into the temple.
Is he ticking because that's just how he works and it's a very slow clockwork, or does he need...
Yes, that is his natural state of being, you think. As he kind of... you see Theodred... no, he is simply our librarian. He's actually not very built for combat. He is more of our organizer.
Not for combat, but for, like, smoothness. I show off how Emily can, like, just move so smoothly without...
Theodred looks decently interested. How is your automaton running without steam or
First
clockwork?
one's tech. I can't believe you asked me that. Okay, so
Buckle up, you're in for a lecture,
First
buddy.
one is we use just steam and other arcanum.
I basically open up the back panel of Emily and show her
PowerPoint presentation.
the thing, and I just start a PowerPoint presentation, which reminds me, I have failed to communicate this through roleplay, but every single day or every moment after I have to find something interesting, she pulls out a little recorder and she's like, day whatever, and starts rattling off stuff. So she's pulled out her recorder and she starts like playing her old recordings of like her discoveries about First One Tech, what they can do, and all this stuff. She just goes into a
Theodred, this is fascinating. I must admit, our librarian, we call him the librarian, is simply many years ago we were able to trap an air elemental and use the power of the elemental to power the librarian here. I personally am no mechanic. It's a pleasure to meet though a mechanic, and
So can I? Would you mind if I just take a look?
you see he turns
You're a
to
bit
the
weary,
librarian
so-
who kind of like head 3 or 180s back at the door.
Maybe
Again,
not
quick,
walking
maybe
this.
telepathic. The clockwork automaton just kind of and like both shoulders race up and down, and that I don't know. Theodred, if you wish, please just do not break him. He is the only one who knows the official organization of our records.
As this is going on, I want to start ritual casting detect magic.
Yeah.
Just as I go.
And I have 2 things while this is going on that I want to do.
Yeah.
First, yeah, we're traveling. We might need a rest here on the road. As well as, secretly aside, I would like to ask Theodred, like, I've heard of the elements and how they coerce and work with one another. Does that have anything to do with the dragon spirit?
The dragon spirit of China?
Yeah.
I can't say. My expertise lies in air itself. I would assume that dragons hold power over air, but not to the same extent as wind itself of the plane. And to my extent, most dragons hail from planes of fire and lightning. In fact, some state, depending on who you ask, that dragons more originate from storms and volcanoes themselves. And you see, Theodred at this point has started, again, leading you in. I apologize again for any unwelcomeness, but 2 nights hence, the moon turned red, and we have noticed an influx of monsters and destruction in the world, and so we have to be very careful. But if you know Yendrid, I truly apologize. He is a wonderful archmage that has been visiting the temples for some time.
Yeah.
He mentioned something about retiring after his encounter with that ash drake.
Yendrid says he retires every other year, and yet every year he comes back. Please, at this point,
So if I don't have to carry him on my back again.
leading you into the temple, large stone columns that have been naturally eroded from the wind of the world. So large, like those tunnels that seem almost like insectoid, that like wrap in and around themselves. Sandstone and natural schist of the ground.
Like smaller tunnels so that Trapper likes to travel.
There is small tunnels. You actually see the temple is built out of these tunnels that seem to whistle and air currents pull through.
Like vents.
You see, Theodred, our entire temple has been built to reflect the beauty of air itself. We have but a few rooms that if you need to stay the night, we'd be more than happy to
Thank you.
accommodate, and with food.
No, don't worry, I can help whip up anything if you need it.
Thank you, of course. But please, you said you were looking into the draconic spirit.
The elements, because Well, that same 2 days since, we all kind of got visited saying that this world was going to crap.
You had a
They're
vision?
gonna kill the world.
Who's going to kill the world?
Gods! They decided that you guys weren't worth it.
So, but they did say there was a way to save it, and it's through talking with these higher powers. So that's why
Theodred's
we're
brow
here.
furrows. I do not know of what gods you speak. Not surely the elementals.
No.
No.
No, higher beings, to my knowledge.
Higher than the elemental gods?
Yes.
Oh, some of the more paganistic Nordic and Egyptian and...
No.
No.
Bigger than that.
They're talking like one dude who's going to say no, like it's big.
It's like
You
a
see-
tier system.
Theodred's going to make a bit of a history check on what he knows. Now, I will let you know he's got advantage, being the mage and one of the caretakers here. Saves you from a 4. That is a 19 plus 3 for a 22. Theodred looks at you all. I have heard of higher beings of the gods, but to my belief, I assume them to be primordials, less than, shall we say, gods, more of beings of intelligence, of power.
Yeah, those.
And I will kind of bring in, because Kai, this brings in, you know this temple isn't where you need. There is a further temple where you know, not here in the Temple of Air, but there's a temple hidden somewhere in the Himalayas with these old tomes of old gods. From that history check, again, last session.
Yeah.
That
Because you see, Theodred says this and
Yeah,
kind of
Now,
knows
do
who
you
you can.
know of another temple that's stuck in the Himalayas? A hidden one.
You see Theodred.
village.
You know of the Lost Temple?
It's been a while, but yeah.
He's old.
How old are you? You're not one of the ancient beings like elves,
Let's
surely.
just say I've been here for a while.
Aren't you really?
Theodred kind of opens, he's
Yeah,
not one to
where
judge.
have
There's
you been, my man?
I thought you were dead.
No offense, kid. That is none of your business.
Well, I know it's not, but I just want to make sure if we're traveling together, we can all just be chill, you know?
That's gonna take a while before.
Mordak sort of just like
I'll take
looks
your
at
time.
you. It seems difficult that one such as you could be chill with such amount of body mass and temperature.
wow! Even Theodred's like, whoa.
Well, even Kai's
We
like,
talked about
Arthur's-
that.
Arthur's
Don't
gonna go
point
up to
out that
Hordak
people are
and-
fat.
That's
I
fine.
did
I'm
not
not
say
chubby.
anyone was fat. I simply
I know I'm chubby.
commented
Yes.
on the circulation
Hey,
of
I
blood
know-
and heat.
Hey sir,
You're right.
I
It
don't
does
like
keep me warm.
comments on this.
No, you're right. It's
My
fine. It does
apologies.
keep me warm. Honestly, I found it to be more valuable time. I mean, there's time this crazy dude, Tai Lung, tried to take over China. He could not get any attacks off on me whatsoever simply because of all this.
Meanwhile, across the world, Tai Lung's hair stands on the back of his neck.
Somewhere
out there.
Someone speaks of me!
Two takes that opportunity to get into his mouth. Ah!
He just yells like, "Where is he? Listen here, you little."
So, I'm going to
Tyler
tell you.
says.
Theodred speaks. You know of the Lost Temple, the Federian.
He does.
Spell that out for me, man.
Federian, I will put it into the Discord under the tree campaign. The Federian, you see, he explains, Federian is an older name. Basically, Federian is what we would call a pantheon or a meeting place, a gathering place. The Federian was a temple according to some of our records. That's not what should have happened.
Low
The
battery.
gods of this world are trying to tell us something.
Low battery.
That's literally
Your
what's going
world's
on.
on low battery. The Federian was a temple back in the second age of our world that existed primarily for, well, a meeting place. Somewhere where any being, creature, regardless of faith, could come and worship. But as wood conflict goes, the Federian was overrun quickly with many religious sects trying to claim it for their own god or being. And after some time, legend states that the gods themselves sealed it away. Now, legend doesn't say which god sealed it away. From what we understand, it may have been one or many of the different pantheons of different paganistic gods, or even the elemental gods themselves sealed the Fedarion away.
I'll ask that question when it comes up.
Okay.
I'll text it because I don't think I should say it out loud.
But you see, as this is happening, Theodred just... The Fedarion is a dangerous place. We have yet to send anyone out because, as legend states, that beings guard this temple to keep it from falling under religious discord once more.
I mean, the only way to fail an experiment is to never try.
I mean, but the only way to die is to perform a deadly experiment.
Where's the fun in that?
So you say they only guard this temple to stop religious disball, yeah?
You see,
we're not here for religious stuff.
It's a good thing none of us are heads of religion or champions of gods.
Yeah, good thing.
Very much so.
Very. I'll be like,
can I roll insight on both?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm just giving that to
everyone
you.
can make an insight on
Absolutely,
Poe.
yeah. Like
Everyone
think
can.
none of us are
Natural 20!
No!
Natural 13!
No!
14.
From 22! Oh,
That
this
is
is
you're the worst
perfect.
person to get that.
Hordak and Entrapped, it's like, yeah, we're good.
No one's a champion of a
We
god.
don't
I'm like,
believe in religion. There is no religion.
Arthur, in that 13, it's not like, I'm not religious. Are any of us here religious? Kai, Poe immediately, you've never seen a panda blush.
well, yeah.
And so it's like
Yeah,
black
good
and white and red all over immediately. Poe immediately, but you see, Theodred, there is danger in bringing any religious preference there. The Fedarion is not meant to be used, according to legend, but if you are traveling there under the guise of simply gaining knowledge, you might be able to withstand the guardians of the Fedarion.
That's all I ever see.
Okay, cool. That's all we need.
Yeah.
May I ask, and you see, at this point, Theodred has, like, taking you around, like, showing you, like, the kitchen. This has been, like, a walk and talk through these tunnels and, you know, blushed sandstone of the wall.
Run over. Is the automaton with us?
Yeah, I'll say, because the entire time you've been able to...
How slow is he compared to everybody else's normal walking speed?
I can actually
I think they're
tell you
faster.
right now,
Emily has a 40-foot walking speed.
Yeah.
But
the
he is an
automaton.
automaton.
Right.
He's a
here we
different
go.
kind of
He is a
automaton.
clockwork servant. He is actually slower than everyone. He only has a 25-foot walking speed.
Yeah, he only walks about as fast as I do, and I'm a halfling.
Yikes.
That's why I'm saying I think he'd be more efficient for their library if I updated him
Yo,
to be
What if you give him
faster.
Heelys?
If I gave him wheels, though, he would move faster.
Exactly, give him Heelys.
You could do that.
I would
Ah,
like
that's
to go
amazing.
and find a corner and work on giving him
Yeah, you can
Helios.
start working on the...
And maybe a way to
Heelys.
communicate with the outside world, because like if you go to a library and you have a question, you gotta be able to ask someone that question, get an answer.
It's true. I mean, the better name should be more the archivist, if we're being totally honest. They just call him librarian because it's that more colloquial, like, you...
Come on,
kinda-
LB, let's go.
Um,
As she's doing that, I'll send Imp with her and use my bonus action every turn basically to give him
I try to
a
give
help
Imp a
action.
granola bar.
Because it's going to take some... There's a lot of passive stuff
There
going
is.
on. We're only going to really have one check after
I'm
some
gonna
time.
ask, like,
Yeah.
hey,
Theodred, yeah, it says,
got any
yes.
scrolls about better self? Because the elements are tied with the soul. You got any advice here about that?
We really only keep records of the elements. Bettering yourself is not the... To be fair, the element of air is more about freedom and expression of self.
Okay.
Which can
Talking of
better
betterment is the
Yeah.
Temple of Earth down in the continent with Sidon,
Yeah.
because they deal more in the refinement of self.
Are we seriously gonna have to travel to every single
You know,
place
it's
we have?
only if you really want to.
Yep, yep.
Do you
Jack
happen
it
to
out,
have
Jack
a
it
scroll
out.
of teleportation?
Not at all, unfortunately.
It was worth asking.
We
Uh,
like portals. You ever seen
Sorry.
a portal before?
we keep portals. Most
During-
temples don't have portals. You wouldn't want
Do you have a
dangerous
library?
people teleporting into. Like,
Ha! Yeah.
place of
you
worship.
wouldn't want that.
yeah.
Are y'all good?
Everyone, the characters beyond time, reincarnation, everyone has this PTSD flashback of what would happen if you had teleportation circles in every temple.
Oh god.
Wait,
I have no
will say-
idea what will happen.
With my detect magic,
Yes, I
as we're
was-
running through a temple now, I'm looking for anything that remotely matches the signature of the hilt hidden in my bag.
Fun fact, Hordak. You don't have the hill.
Oh, we changed it. That's right. The shard hidden in my bag.
Wait,
Yes.
not the.
The shard hidden in your bag, I actually have to pull up.
Yeah.
And I have
I'm
a.
trying to find anything that matches.
And I have a similar question.
I don't know if we're
Because-
still doing texting, but I texted you something.
Yes, little texting. If it's like things not just to like, ooh, I don't want to like break flow.
Yeah.
My question
Trapped is in the back
is
trying to feed and pick granola bar, and he's
when
refusing.
the,
so he can't really
the top of scrolls.
I think that's exactly.
Mama,
Mama.
So what I would say is this,
Concentrate.
Hordak, the thing inside your pack is evocation type magic. This shard, shall we call it? As you do so, I am going to say that the things around the temple, of course, are primarily elemental, of course, and abjurative.
Okay.
The temple is built to be a place of sanctuary, first and foremost, but also of elemental expression. Again, as he said, this is a place where magic flows freely, where every so often you will find, very much so like the Clockwork Servant has a lot of that strong air elemental magic coming off. This mage himself has some abjurative magic coming off of like the cloak he's wearing, but nothing that is even remotely starting to feel of evocation.
Okay.
Theodrin's actually going to now kind of interject. If I may, you have all been, of course, full of questions. I do have questions now that you are here. Why are you seeking Fidarian?
We heard that there were some divinatory monks there that might be able to help us in saving the world.
You wish to save it? Is this the destruction you spoke of the world earlier?
Yeah.
Gabriel showed up and said the world is gonna end.
Yeah, this dude likes.
Gabriel?
Did he live in
The
the
man in the
moon?
moon.
Yeah, him.
That's why the moon's bleeding.
As you say the name Gabriel, Theodrin has a bit of knowledge.
You should send it now to Merlin. What's up?
You say Gabriel, but you spoke of older god. This doesn't make sense.
Gabriel was a messenger for the.
Well, yes, you speak of the angelic messenger of the Christian faith.
I have a theory. Do you want to hear it?
She's gonna pull down a giant.
Before he even answers you, already just like
Arthur's
Stop.
mouthing.
My theory is that it's a tier system. You have the god, the one, the only, the one that created everything and anything. Then he's got all this stuff. He's got rules. What does he do? He delegates it and he creates minor gods below him.
Yes, you.
4. Then he creates, and they create more gods, and it just keeps going and going and going until you have messengers. It's all connected.
Theodrin, Theodrin,
Wow,
what the?
she just exploded.
Theodrin speaks up just.
Yes, but
Yes.
I'm connecting multiple faiths to one
You
god.
speak of the Christian faith is well known for being monotheistic. They believe there was only one god.
There is only one god, but he made more than one god.
But
I
yes,
mean,
no, he
theoretically,
didn't
if
make
somebody,
gods.
well,
Do
theoretically,
you not
if someone
know
is
if the
all powerful.
Christian faith. Have any of you been near the areas of around the world in Europe?
For her messages are scattered.
Can I roll 2 history checks? One for
I'll say
defense.
anyone who wants to can roll me a history check.
So, August, I want to take off my armor and I'm going to stealth out of there because I want to look about information.
Go ahead. You can take an action, and it is that like if we're
If
staying.
you want to
there-
research what you're
August.
researching.
yes.
Also, I have a
20.
question. I got a 19 on that, and my other
Yeah.
question is
Oh,
there
sorry.
anything I can learn from the Dragon Scroll?
I will say we're gonna give a bit of a
Blinko.
lord up.
18 plus 4,
yeah,
so 22.
22. The nat 20 is really gonna help here, Arthur.
And can I roll 1 for the text I sent you?
Yes, you may.
I was
Taxes.
And
Taxes.
for Kai, you can roll me a flat check.
Yeah.
It will
Let
just
me,
take the full action and time to take off your armor, but then make that check.
It's a nat 13 plus 6.
Why did it have to be that?
I will just say,
I rolled a
you
7.
can still leave, but everyone
I'm probably
passively will notice
distracted if
Kai
that
will
has anything
walk
to
to
do
a
with
different
it.
part of the temple, it looks
I'm
like.
probably
Yeah,
I'm probably distracted by this thought.
Theodred will kind of fill you in, and most of you have this knowledge. I will say, Arthur, it makes very much sense having grown up in the area.
23.
23.
So the thing I texted you, is that something Arthur knows?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Theodred looks at you all. The Christian god, now I say this very loosely as they go by many names, is worshipped by groups of people. There is, of course, the major subset that is down in Egypt, if I remember correctly, that worships a one singular god. But there is also groups as, well, let's see if I remember this right. There was a person who had 12 sons, and each of these sons went off and formed tribes. Now, this was centuries ago. The tribes, though, spread off across the earth. Many sects settled in the European nations, some of which, of course, went on to develop, from what I have heard, crusades to spread the idea of there are no more than many gods, but only one. And he kind of pulls out, like, he brings you all towards some of these librarian areas. The being, though, is known by many different names. They usually refer to it as the Lord. One singular god.
Hey, that's what Gabriel called the guy who's gonna kill the world.
The Lord.
Yeah, he said the Lord has decreed the world is not good.
He also said, awake and know the coming of the Lord.
That's what he said.
So the Lord, now, you say Lord, he pulls out. We're looking at a creature that is called Zephim.
Yes.
Or, well, as other religions would call it. Like we call, or myself, it's known as Zephim. The Lord is this creature. According to their faith, Zephim has hosts at his disposal. As unlike other gods, underlings to perform the many tasks as multiple gods cannot perform
That's what
it.
I'm saying, is like they're not gods, but he basically created people with lesser power, but to us as mortals, they are like gods, so they became worshipped as gods.
Yes, we would know them as angels.
I mean, like, you know, they have the other
What's the
gods.
difference between a high angel and a low god?
It depends on your religion. Now you see Theodred just... now angels, no one has ever truly seen angels,
Oh,
I should
okay.
say. These are simply writings of these tribes that have spread through the world. In fact, we do not have... You
How
see,
would
he's
you
like this...
describe one, though? Aren't they described?
Well, according to our records, they're beings that are shapeless or formless.
Like the man in the moon? He had no real shape.
I
just had it
suppose. You see,
before.
Theodred's going off of what they have. Like, this isn't like what we know as the Bible. But, you know, it's like, I have my copy of what this
Have you heard
religion
of the
is.
Book of Mormon?
Yeah, right. Like, whoa, like all these different religions all at once. He brings out, though,
Third back of their
The
Zephim.
Mormon missionary.
Hey, I'm Nephi.
Hello,
How's it going?
my name is Elder Price.
I
Yeah.
would like to.
It's like, so, my
Zephim
name's
had
Peter.
his hosts and servants, but of course, as we know, I mean, and this is no offense, I don't know which gods you all worship, there are other powers in the universe. We know the element of air is powerful. So is, of course, the pantheon of other gods that is worshipped.
Like She-Ra.
What's a She-Ra?
An 8-foot-tall barbarian woman wielding a giant magical sword that can heal power.
I'm sure that could be a god too. Gods are more
terrifying
dependent
and
on their
amazing. Her sword's
worshippers.
for-
That,
That
you know,
sounds like-
a god
that
only
sounds
has as much
incredible.
power as those who believe in them.
Only they're like
Yes.
But like,
6 foot.
do gods inhabit on Earth, or do they have like avatars? You know?
Oh, not at all. Of course, a god could not exist in any plane. Think of air, for example. How would you quantify air as a god?
Like
You
this.
can't. It's
The
everything.
things within my hand.
But so is
Gods
everything
have
outside
no
your hand. We know that gods can't have physical presences. They would, of course, need avatars, but that's what I'm saying. Zephim is a creature spoken of by these tribes as not having any form. In fact, a form that wouldn't be seen at all. If everything going on... No. You know, the good question, though.
Alright, yep.
I'll after.
We'll get to this.
After
Yeah, it's
the
a bit of a
lore
lore
dump.
dump having the nat 20s and stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
like, no shoot.
There are, of course, beings that speak of sharing their power. Think of China's Dragon Warrior, a being who is shared...
What?
Excuse
Are
me?
you okay?
That guy.
Are you choking?
I think,
No,
everyone
no,
looks...
I say that as I'm sipping noodles. Just
He is
It just goes through
the
your
dragon
nose.
warrior that fell out of the sky in a ball of fire.
that.
Wait, you are?
Where did you hear about that?
You're the Dragon
Fair enough.
Warrior?
I mean,
It's, the
that's
whole world knows
that's
it.
a little over. Yeah.
Yeah,
You?
the scroll you have.
Hey, that is private.
Kai's not there.
I like yoink it
I
back like
will
that.
say,
Is private.
he's hearing this.
Oh,
though.
Kai can hear... Yeah, Kai
Yeah,
hears
it's like
it. I mean,
oh, so
it's-
he's the Dragon Warrior.
The acoustics in this temple is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
You
The
see,
whole temple
Theodred,
knows.
you're the warrior
about
of
to get
black
to
and white
PvP.
who erupts in fire from the sky?
Panda.
He's
Yeah.
like,
The full story didn't
A
really go
panda
like that.
Please don't take any offense by this, Mr. Panda, but this is why I worship an air god, because you're ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely, I understand that. You know, to be
Hey,
honest,
well-
I didn't even think I'd be the Dragon Warrior first.
And
I
you
just
see,
wanted to
Theodred,
see.
you see, it's almost
No.
like Theodred has just had his faith reaffirmed and believes in air. Where he's like, well, but this is the example. This panda inhabits the spirit of the dragon god.
And then there's like
is-
Kai in the background.
He's
like,
like,
yeah,
"What?"
This is, he's just like, yeah, he's not wrong.
So that is why, I mean, you say avatar or you say beings. No one's ever seen an angel, and even if they can possess,
isn't Gabriel an angel?
well, according to the records, if you
well,
say
we
you,
saw him though.
Maybe
you
he possessed
probably
some kid.
saw what you thought you wanted to
Did
see.
you say?
What did y'all see? Because I saw a man dressed in white with eyes of marble.
Yeah, but I saw him in the peach
This
tree
is
of
where
infinite
Theodred's
wisdom.
faith is
And
now
he's-
coming to question. You're saying you saw an angel, and again, Theodred's like, no.
And he
No,
smelled
but-
like high
but-
schoolers that
no,
don't
but,
use
like,
deodorant.
Yeah, he
We
did.
saw what we knew. I saw the peach tree of infinite wisdom.
And you saw
I
him though.
have no idea what that is.
That, bro, you got it. Okay, it's a beautiful place. So honestly, that's honestly where Ubre helped to make me who I was.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but maybe open your mind to more possibilities.
If there are multiple
If,
gods,
all
out
I
there,
will say
you
is
have
this:
a
if you're
representative of
heading
God
to
here.
the Fedarian,
yo, I could make
Please
a
be
wicked
careful.
bowl of noodle soup if you want.
if you are the Dragon Warrior,
Oh yeah. I know
your
that.
presence as a Fidarian might invoke dangerous
So we
Which
should
is
leave
reactions.
why-
you behind.
Which is why I want to study what it means.
The most
that
true answer, but non D&D ever.
It's like,
So let's
leave
just
you
leave this
behind.
party member behind.
We'll pick you up
I was
after.
gonna
You
say
can play imp for this encounter.
The Fidarian.
I just want Stephen Colbert's
I
side.
simply say the
It's like
Fidarian
instead.
is a place of dangerous religious
Which is why
conflict.
There's
You can
something
go,
that
just be aware.
before I had to leave China because of the stuff that's going down, my track was already on reaching inner peace. I think that might be able to help in entering that if I'm able to detach myself from my identity as a dragon warrior and recognize myself for who I who I am, might allow me to enter safely.
Is that why you and the guy with the blades?
Blades?
The
No,
Minotaur.
no,
What?
the shadows.
I
What I
can't-
saw that.
Listen, Mr. Poe, was it?
Yeah.
I have no clue what a dragon warrior is supposed to be.
Me neither.
Introduce ourselves.
Sorry, excuse me.
No, I would assume we had. Just
I think at this
off-screen,
point, yeah, off screen.
I just like
we will
making that
actually
joke
cut.
anytime it happens. Just-
Kai, what specifically are you leaving to look for or look at?
I want to see if there's any records on like where the last settings of Uguay were.
Go ahead, give me an
He
investigation.
knows.
Investigation
Oh,
He
and
knows.
Shh, investigation and perception.
Okay, I'll just roll that. Yeah.
Investigation and perception.
Okay, that's a 15 for my investigation.
Okay.
Perception. Where's my perception?
I just
Perceive.
don't know.
Perceive.
Shut up. No, you're not.
Plus
Eh,
2, 9.
It's an illusion.
You look through. You find after some time, like as they're talking, you're
As he
over
does
here.
here, you're the dragon warrior.
Kai, you find a quick leather-bound book that you see is written in an ancient script that you recognize from your time.
Okay.
Do you speak?
It is. You speak ancient common is what we would call
Ancient
it.
common.
It's the equivalent of what we would call like
But I have a
Middle
question.
English or
Does
Old
that mean
English,
he
where
can
it's like
actually
it's a lot
read?
the
He
same,
actually
but
speaks
for an
Old
entree die,
English.
you're like, this is weird. Kai can just kind of
Can
understand.
he read modern common, or is he illiterate?
We'll get to that. Kai, this book is written sayings and phrases. As you open it up, the first thing you see is written just an account of the records of the Master Oogway of China. You see written, when the path you walk always leads back to yourself, you never get anywhere. Next, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Like, these are all just a lot of...
Kai, I know you were reading this, you suck.
Oogway was here, lol.
Yeah,
No,
like
it's
literally, it's
but
just
very
like,
much
The
a
little,
lot
like,
of
S.
little things of this is what...
Is this like an Oogway quote book?
It is an
Right?
Oogway quote book.
Oh god.
Shut up, that's my
As
favorite
you do
thing.
I'm
so,
just gonna
Kai,
just throw it over my shoulder.
having only a 9, I need to roll an attack.
What?
Did you throw the book at the librarian?
Did Oogway come back and say no?
Oh gosh.
Oogway just catches the book.
He's like-
do not throw books.
Read.
This creature is going to take an attack on you.
Will it work on my opportunity attack?
It will not because you're surprised.
Gosh dang it.
Should
This
I take
is
Emily with
a +5 hit. That is a 19 + 5 for 24 to hit.
Frickin'
What?
A.
As it hits,
Just because I didn't like a book? Jeez.
you will take 17 points of cold damage.
you? The librarian's attacking you for throwing it.
As you hear in your ear, "Give us a shard."
I'm sorry, what?
You turn a being of smoke and shadow with horns and wings. "We will take the shard now."
What do you have?
No, nothing.
Bro, you're saying words
And that's where we're going to
mean
end
anything
tonight's
to me.
session. Thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all for listening. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I know.
Bye.